And it's still not working. What the fuck is going on? Let's try. Okay. Can you see me now, hopefully? It's not moving. What the hell? Okay, now it shows us live. And it shows me moving. Alright. I don't know if it was just delayed or what, but it are working now. Alright, everything looks to be live. Everything working. Alright, let's do this.
And welcome to the show. Today is Monday, the 11th of September, 2023. That's right. It is September 11th, and being that I'm an American, I do find myself, remembering the events of September 11th, 2001.
Your biggest news story from that day was, my mommy and I were supposed to go see a movie, but they canceled the movie theater because of the 9/11 attacks. It was so horrible, guys. I couldn't go see a movie with my mommy. That's not a joke. That is not made up. That is a legit thing. His big story from the 9/11 attacks is he was supposed to go see a movie with his mommy, and it got fucking canceled. I don't get it, guys. We're in Connecticut. The terrorists gonna attack here, guys? That's not gonna happen. In fact, fuck it. Let me find it. Here it is. 9/11 ruined my day off.
Mother. We were actually going to have
Here it is.
An underclassman in college, I'm guessing. I've told the story many times. Yes, I was in college. It was a day off for me. I was actually with my mother. And we were actually going to have a nice day out together. We were planning on...
Now this is part of the, guys, my mom groomed me till I was 17 series.
What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
actually like going to the mall, maybe the movies together. You know, at that age, young 20s, I still like to spend time with my mom. And we were going to have a nice day out. And then as we were getting ready to go out, all this crazy stuff happened. You know, we watched it on TV, and it was just so weird and surreal and odd, and this weird feeling of uncertainty, like what's going to happen, what the hell's going on in the world. And we did still try to go out, but everything closed because...
Yep, those darn terrorists ruined my day off.
Everything that was going on, you know, rightly so. And that was about it. You know, not much to say because unlike a lot of people who were like, oh, I was a kid in school or this or that, it was just kind of a weird day for me.
Yep, just a weird day for him. I also remember turning on the TV, and it's like, okay, a drunk pilot hit a building. Why is this so much of... Oh, shit. I, along with millions of others all over the country and world, watched the plane hit and go, huh. Alright, so it's not a drunk pilot or pilot error. Something's going on. I'm being glued to the TV for days. I mean, glued to the TV for days. Just watching all this new information come out and no one knows what's going on and who's going to do this, what's going to happen there. Not DSP. Nope, DSP's big 9/11 story was, it interrupted my movie date with my mommy. Mind you, again, he said in the video that I just played, he was in his 20s.
We talk about it a little bit every time we hit an anniversary. This is the 22nd anniversary of that. Actually, we talked about it a little bit at length yesterday because during my React show, DSP versus the Internet, someone had actually submitted a clip from the TSA, which is actually our security authority now in regards to travel in the United States. And they had actually posted up this montage of footage and recorded like audio of people on air traffic control and other, you know, emergency frequencies kind of reacting to the events of September 11th, 2001. So I've actually kind of already talked about it yesterday. And if you want to have that reminiscing, I recommend that you check that out over on my sister channel, DSP Reacts. It was actually the first part of the show from yesterday. But on this day, we all take time to remember, right? You're never going to forget that day. It was, in my opinion, it was the first day where the United States in a very long time experienced the same kind of terror that the rest of the world feels pretty regularly. You know, I remember growing up in the 80s and 90s feeling insulated. We had a few things like a few bombings and things like that, but never a full-scale terror attack like we saw on that day. And since then, admittedly, I think we can all agree that American life changed. The way that you travel changed, the way that you look out for stuff changed.
Views.
Oh, stop playing.
And it'll never be forgotten, I don't think. You know, it's going to be a day that lives sadly in infamy forever. And so today is the day that we remember those we lost. We remember those not only who were on the planes or in the towers, but those who were rescue workers who tried their valiantly best to save people that day. Those who lost their lives after the fact as a result of all of the, you know, the debris and the soot and all of that crazy stuff that happened. Because
DSP is constantly shaking now. Been posted on Twitter is like the shaking no longer stops. Like before, you notice like there's no shaking. All of a sudden they're shaking, then it goes away. But now the shaking is constant. He's been having a lot of weird tics too.
there's even reports that people who worked, you know, weeks and months after the fact got sick and have passed away since then as a result. So we take the time out to remember, and you know, and
Take time out to remember to give me more money.
Pledge that kind of a thing will never happen again, right?
Oh,
okay.
Speaking of,
now let's move on to our regular business. Today is Monday. First of all, I don't have the air conditioner on, but it's already 79 degrees in my office. I have the door wide open. I have the fan on maximum blast. It's shady outside. The room's still 79. All right. So within a few minutes, or by the end of the podcast, I very well might have to turn on the air conditioner. And if it happens, it happens. There's not much I can do about that. I was trying to avoid it. In fact, you know, taking a look at the weather, it's kind of up in the air right now because according to
weather in
Renton,
Washington,
okay, it's claiming
70
that we're
degrees.
supposed to have a week all in the 70s.
It's currently 70 degrees, a high of 71 for the day, coming in later in the day. But guys, it's 79 in my office. Well, then open a fucking window. Maybe get a fan to blow in the cooler air, or turn it around and have the fan blow the hot air out. Ooh, you may not want to do that, DSP. Can you imagine you're a neighbor, you're walking your dog off, and oh god, what is that rotten dumpster smell? It's coming from that house. Oh god, did someone die in there? It's like, nah, I just had my window open. I had the fan blowing out to get some hot air out of my office. No one died in here. Mind you, a lot of the country, where it was 90 plus for weeks, sometimes months on end, people were working outdoors, indoors with limited air conditioning, or they would go home and it's like, yeah, I have an AC unit, but I live alone. You know what I do when I'm not at home? Not run the AC. So I go home, hit the AC, take a shower, and hope by the time I get done with my shower, it's not, 90 plus degrees in my house. Now, DSP, guys, it's 70 degrees in my office. I'm dying. I feel just like the firefighters climbing up the stairs in 9/11, guys.
And then it's actually supposed to go down to the 60s next week. Now, if that's the case, that
Oh,
would
he's definitely shaking like crackhead legend.
But they keep changing the forecast. At one point, they said that it was going to be in the 80s next week, and now they're back down to the 70s. They can't decide, okay? So because of that, I'm kind of stuck. Like, I would like nothing more than to get this air conditioner out of here, open up the window, be getting fresh autumn air coming through the window.
You can do that right now.
Do wonders for me and my sinuses. You know, yesterday I had a really rough day with.
Also, it's a window unit. Just take it out of the window. And if you need to put it back in, you put it back in. It's not that big a deal.
Post-nasal drip, and my throat was completely swollen and gunked up and not feeling good. Today, yeah, it's kind of more of the same. The post-nasal drip, I would say, is not as bad. And I did already take an allergy pill first thing this morning, so hopefully that kicks in sooner rather than later. So the nasal drip won't be a deal. But definitely the throat is still kind of shot and worn out. Luckily for me, today it's action day. And what I mean by that is today we're playing 2 action-based games, and that does mean that I will likely be doing less commentary, which is good. Yesterday was all commentary with the React show and then Starfield, so it was a rough one. But today might be a little different, okay?
It was so rough, guys. He had to talk about playing a video game. He almost died.
Full blast in the background because I'm trying to cool the room down with air circulation rather than with air conditioning. But if it continues to get hotter in here, I'm probably gonna have to turn it on. There's nothing I can do. And later this afternoon, my wife will be home, and then Jasper will be getting out of here. Jasper's on the floor right now. And in that case, if I'm closing the door, I'll probably have to turn it on anyway. But I am hoping for the best. I'm hoping that within the next week, we actually hit real autumn-style weather. And when we do...
Autumn-style weather. Holy shit, I love it.
Honestly, better audio for me, too. Because this whole summer season, when that air conditioner's on, it's very hard for me to hear through my neck phones. Like, There's been entire games.
Well, then wear earbuds.
I can hear the
or
dialogue,
earphones,
the sound effects, and I can
or
barely
literally
hear
anything
music.
else.
So let's hope that sooner rather than later the temps actually do dip here for good, and then we can adjust over to a.
Can you imagine him and Kat going to a pool? First of all, well, he changes his story, but now I don't know how to swim, but it can't be that hard. I'm sure if I found a pool, something I could figure it out. So he wouldn't go to a pool because he doesn't know how to swim. And also, but Kat, what if evil AJ's out there? What if evil AJ's the lifeguard?
Better setup, okay? But that being said,
Exactly. Do you want to kill him?
Today, we got a variety of topics to discuss. We're going to recap some of the stuff that went down yesterday. We have 2 news stories today, both of which are kind of interesting. So we'll talk about that. And of course, as usual, we'll have some chill Q&A. So if you guys want to discuss any hot topics
So
or
chill,
anything you feel
guys.
is pertinent today that I missed, let's do it, okay? So good stuff. So where do we begin on this lovely Monday? Well, I would say first off, let's start with kind of a recap of what we did yesterday and my opinions on what went down. All right, so first off, yesterday was
Sounds
the React
great.
show, DSP versus the Internet over on DSP Reacts, okay? Now, admittedly, this month is going to be a slower month for my React content. The reason being, because we have already done several special events this year. I mean, just, if you think about this year, all right? I launched the React
You
channel.
do special events every year.
We've done a Pro Jared
You
documentary
just used to call them
React,
marathons
Redemption
and begging.
documentary React, an Internet Historian React, a long-scale React event about Machinima. We just did my 15th anniversary React event, right? Now, in between those, we did other gaming events, too. We did the Fight and Feast, which was the celebration of Street Fighter. We did the DSP Digital Summer Party, which was a summertime kind of gaming party event. So we had a
Where
good
no one
amount
else was
of
invited, not
special
even your
events
own
this year
wife.
so far. We have 3 lined up.
Remember, guys, he had a digital summer party where not even his wife was invited.
We've got the October Halloween event, the November Adpocalypse event, and the December Christmas event. With all that lined up, there seems to be that people are kind of like, you know, this month for September, we should probably just kind of relax and not do a special event, because that's going to allow us to really focus on the new games coming out in the second half of the month, notably Mortal Kombat 1, Lies of P, continuing on with Starfield, and then the Street Fighter expansion at the end of the month. That's a lot of stuff to be tackling, and then taking time out for special events, you see? So, if we are not going to do a special event, that means that the React content that I do this month will be reduced. It's just going to basically be my Eclipse React show once a week on Sundays, okay? Which is fine. Some people have said, well, you're going to do anything else? Are you going to review a TV show or a movie? And I'm like, well, what would you want to see me review? I've tried over the course of this year to kind of randomly review movies and TV shows, and people don't seem to care. When I put out those videos, you know, they don't even get 1,000 views. You're talking like a few hundred views, and that's it.
Mostly because you review movies that are months, if not years old. So people have already watched them. They don't, it's not like, oh, this movie is hot in the theaters. Do I want to waste my time and money on seeing it in theaters? Or is it actually really good and I should go see it? Oh, DSP's reviewing a movie that came out from before I was born. I guess I'll go find someone else to review.
They don't really have an impact. So what's the point unless you guys actually have something in mind and people are like, no, not really. Well, an idea that I had is that moving towards the end of the year, once a week I can review a holiday-themed movie. So in October, once a week I review a horror movie. In November and December, once a week I review like a holiday-themed movie, right? That would make sense. You know, like a Christmas movie or something like that. Or maybe a Thanksgiving. There's not many Thanksgiving movies, but there's a couple, right? So I think that'd be pretty cool. As for TV series, you guys haven't mentioned a single one to me besides One Piece, but I don't have Netflix, and I'm not going to get Netflix just for one show. If there was more on Netflix to watch, like let's say One Piece was out, and there was a new Stranger Things coming out, and there was another new thing coming out, then I would consider getting it. But for one show, it probably ain't worth it.
A man can afford $10 a more, $12, whatever it costs now, a month to watch Netflix. That $12 a month, guys, is just too much, guys. I can't afford $12 a month. I'll go broke. You don't want me to go broke, guys. I'll lose my house. Over $12.
So we'll see. All right. So this month, it just seems like things will be likely slow on the React channel. Okay.
Take a sip, sleazy asshole.
So yesterday we did the show. The way it works is that people who are channel members on DSP Reacts nominate clips, and I react to them. As
Some of
usual,
them, anyways.
kind of a mixed bag. Okay. And what I mean by that is,
Clean and mango
some of the stuff
band.
was good, some of the stuff was atrociously bad, and some was kind of meh. You know, we had some people still submitting dumb stuff like prank videos and stuff that aren't even funny and don't seem to make much sense at all. They're very much, especially out of context.
They're not funny to you because you don't have any friends to prank.
TikTok stuff, I'll be honest, I think the TikTok stuff is so played out at this point. You know, last month we had people constantly submitting TikToks, so those are kind of dead. We had some interesting stuff, a couple cooking videos, a little bit of documentary style stuff, and I thought that stuff was interesting.
And
So
there
it's
was
always
a
mix
troll
when it
video.
comes to what we do on that show, because once again, remember, it's a clip show. It's me watching these clips, so you're always going to get a bunch of stuff, a variety of stuff submitted. And also because it's from channel members, week to week we can have different members. People who are ultra members on that channel get their video clip watched for sure, but then you got the big mix of standard members who all submit their stuff.
They watch for sure for about 5 seconds, then he goes, "This is boring. I don't like it."
It is in random order, a shuffle order on YouTube. So yeah, you know, I think it was a good show, and those clips will be going live over the course of the week. As of this morning, 3 should be live, and then 1 a day for the next 3 days over on DSP Reacts. Give it a look, and remember, the best way to support that channel is to become a member, because members are the ones
to give me
who submit
money.
those clips, and also it's the ongoing membership revenue that really makes that channel viable. Sadly, I make nothing on those videos. Again, I uploaded, and I want to say, out of the 6 videos I uploaded, 4 of them got flagged for unsuitable for ads. Oh, it didn't work here because it's on the other screen. I'm pretty sure it was like 4 out of the 6. So I submitted them for review, but it takes YouTube so long to review videos. It's absolutely ridiculous how long YouTube takes. They drag their feet so...
It couldn't have anything to do with the fact that there's probably billions of views on YouTube, and with the way that the rules change all the time. I had a video. It was my most watched video, over 300,000 views. Got taken down. Over 300,000 views. Been up for years. Got taken down because, oh, we changed the rules again, so this video is no longer allowed. Alright, but you still have naked yoga, and you still have, like, how to shave your you-know-what lady parts. Those videos, those are all over YouTube. You can still look for those. But you can't find my video. It violated the rules. But when they change rules and videos get taken down, some people might go, you know what? Fuck you, YouTube. That didn't violate your rules, especially when you get naked yoga on here. I'm gonna challenge it. Well, gee, you get 100,000 people submitting challenges to the new videos that got taken down because of the new rules. Yeah, it might take them a while to get through the fucking reviews.
Much in regards to that, that it could take weeks to get those videos approved for ads. Yeah, both videos that went live yesterday that people watched, both of them were not approved for ads. So any views on those videos yesterday, I got nothing. 0.
Womp womp.
Coming up, there's several more, yeah. So, all I can
Gotta
do...
clear your throat into the microphone a little bit louder.
Is, kind of wait and see. All right.
All you can do is clear your throat into the microphone.
If you like that content, you know, apologies. There won't be that much React content this month. Out, Jasper, get that out of your mouth. Hey, Jasper, Jasper, stop it. Jasper, stop right now. That's
yes,
it.
Jasper.
Stop right now.
Get it, Jasper.
He pulled my equipment across the whole floor. What are you doing?
What was your equipment doing on the floor?
Stop it right now. Stop.
Why is your equipment on the floor?
Come on. No, you don't do that. Hey, no. You don't pull my equipment across the floor.
Why is it on the floor, DSP?
Bad kitty.
You know where my controllers are? Not on the floor. You know where my consoles are? Not on the floor.
Bad. You don't do that.
Yes, you do, Jasper.
Why
Good
do you do
job.
that? It's the first time you've ever done that. And you're in here all the time, and now you're going to do this and misbehave. No, you're not. No.
No, Mr. Kitty. That's a bad kitty.
Yeah, right. You are not to do that. No.
No, Mr. Kitty. That's a bad kitty.
Absolutely.
Ma, Kitty's being a dildo. I know who's spending night in Mommy's room tonight.
That was one of that's the first time he's ever done anything like that. He grabbed my headphone wire in his mouth, and he ran across the floor with it, and he pulled all the equipment off of my table onto the floor.
Good.
No,
Get your shit off the floor.
So now, of course, he's ignoring me. He's rolling around on the carpet like nothing happened, because that's what he does. He tries to play it off. Oh, I didn't do nothing. That's exactly...
Well, he's a
how
cat.
He is, you know? Anyway.
Get your
Jasper,
equipment
please
off
stop. I
the
didn't spray him,
floor.
but I hope that because I yelled at him, he listens now. We'll see. If he keeps it up, I might have to throw him out of the office, which I don't want to do. I like having him in here. He's usually not like that. I don't know why. I mean, usually, every once in a while he'll chew a wire, and I tell him to stop. And usually he doesn't pull my equipment across the floor. That was ridiculous. So hopefully he stops with this now.
Yeah, you could have the AC
Now, where the
unit
heck
duct
was
taped
I?
in.
I
He
don't
doesn't
even
want to
remember.
fuck with
What was I
it.
doing? I was talking about the React stuff, right? Okay, so
Jim
yeah,
Brain,
this
forgot
month,
what he was
there'll be
doing.
light on the React stuff. There's not much I can do about that. Once a week we'll do the clip show. There's going to be a lot of gameplay this month to trying to get through all these new games, okay? So, please check out the React stuff if you're interested. And next month, there'll be a lot more. I'm thinking for October, here's my plans. Review 1 horror movie a week, do a random night where I do a tier maker where we rank all the horror movie franchises against each other. So it'll be like, you know, The Exorcist versus Friday the 13th versus Saw versus Nightmare on Elm Street versus Halloween versus Child's Play versus Poltergeist, right? Like, how cool would it be to think about all these horror movie franchises and try to rank them all against each other?
But your opinion on any of those movies is going to be bad.
For Halloween, obviously. So I think we'll do that next month as well. So we got some good special stuff going on next month, but this month it's slower on the React end, a lot heavier on the gameplay end, okay? All right, anyway. So last night on the late stream, it was Starfield, all right? Now, I will be honest. You guys know I'm transparent and honest with you guys. It's
so transparent.
Like a lot of the attention for Starfield completely died down last night. For example, it was a late night stream, admittedly, but we did do a late night.
It was a late night stream, and it was football Sunday. You know what I did on Sunday? Hung out with my friends all day. Watched football all day. Bitched about calls from the referees all day. Went, yeah, awesome play there. Or, boo, fuck you. Boo Packers. I hung out with my friends. We had a good time. You know what you did? You cried and you begged for tips that didn't come in. Womp womp.
I streamed with it last week too. That did good. Didn't do very good. It was a slower attendance, much slower engagement. And what I mean by that is there were people sitting in the chat who were literally just ignoring the stream entirely. And I was like, why are you here? Right? Like, you know I'm here to play Starfield tonight. If this isn't what you like, why are you here on the stream?
Why are you not giving me money?
Pretending like there's no stream. Talking with everyone as if this is like your private chat room. It's not. You know what I mean?
Because it is.
And the thing is, I'm not going to shut down conversation.
A lot of these people, they don't care about you. They've made friends, quote unquote, in the stream chat. People that they talk to. Maybe for weeks, months, maybe even years. They've been coming to the same streams, talking to the same people. They don't give a shit about you. Get over it.
But at the same time, I'm streaming for a reason.
Cowboy game was fantastic. Like, what the fuck?
And when the vast majority of the viewers are ignoring the game, obviously there's an issue there.
There's all the Giants fans talking all that shit.
All other Bethesda games. So if you guys like Bethesda games, which you do, and you have voted over the last 3 years, each year for me to play a new Bethesda game. First it was Fallout New Vegas and all of its DLCs. Then it was Skyrim and all of its DLCs. And recently it was Oblivion and its major DLC. And you guys were okay with that. But now I'm playing the new game and people are going to disengage. Like, that really throws me for a loop. That really confuses me. Why would you not like the new game? But, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe they don't like the new game. Maybe they don't think it's good. Or maybe they're playing it for themselves.
So,
or maybe they were their friends on Sunday.
This was the first time ever that ever happened during a Starfield stream. And I've done, what, like 6 Starfield streams? So I don't know if it was just a one-off.
Now I was looking for a clip of his going through that night stream. He played the game early. He paid extra so he could play the game early. Guess what mission he was doing? Same fucking mission I did on Saturday. He was doing the same missions I was doing on Saturday. Mind you, I had to wait until the Game Pass version came out. He started days before me, had multiple extra streams in. Somehow we're at the same spot. How, DSP?
Bad night. I don't know if people are actually getting burned out and not caring about Starfield anymore. I guess we'll find out tomorrow, all right? Now, here's the truth is, with all the new games coming out, Mortal Kombat 1, Lies of P.
Guess what comes out tonight?
We're going to have to
Monday
take
Night
Starfield
Football.
And
Jets, Bills. It'll be a huge game.
Anyway, like, that's going to happen. That's coming, where it's going to end up having a lot of night stream sessions. Maybe one day stream a week, but mostly night streams, because that's the kind of game it is, right? It's a lengthy RPG. I think everyone expected that was going to happen. There was no way we were going to beat Starfield within September. So I think everyone was kind of expecting that the game was going to end up being shifted to a late night chill stream. Anyway, so with that happening, people have to get used to it being on
I'm trying to beat it before Lies of P comes out. It's not going to happen when I try.
I told you, when we're playing it as a Bethesda game, it's great. When we're trying to play it as a new entity, it's not very good. I'll give you an example. Last night, all the times I was exploring, because I was exploring multiple new settlements, got to a major new city, we were doing questing there, interesting lore and everything. That was great, because that's what Bethesda does good. Then for one mission, they said, oh, you have to go take out a bunch of bandits in space. And they made you do a 3-on-1 space combat fight. The problem is, the space combat in the game is atrociously bad. Even the ship...
No, it's not. It is not that bad. You have to focus on shielding. You have to focus on upgrading your weapons, which I've done. I've upgraded my shields. I've upgraded my weapons. So guess what? I don't have an issue with space battles. You know who hasn't upgraded shit? This guy. And I saw his rant about, guys, I tried to talk them out of doing something and it didn't work. It's bullshit. Why is there RNG on this, guys? Because there's a way to improve your odds. You get skills. You level up those skills, and so you have a better chance of succeeding. But DSP hasn't upgraded those skills. He's completely fucking ignored them. Now he's just stunned that, guys, I don't get it. How come I can't complete these speech challenges? Because you haven't put any points in speech challenges.
That I don't have the starter ship. I have a ship that I found called the Razor Leaf that's supposed to be good. It has like higher stats for weapons and stuff. It still sucks. Basically,
What guide did you read to get that ship? I'd like to point out that the perks he picked. Once I started the game after the first stream, I googled some stuff because I want to make sure I didn't get spoiled. I said, well, what perks did I pick? I picked these. Which ones were actually better? Oh, look at that. The 3 perks he picked were considered the best perks. I wonder how DSP just happened to pick the 3 best perks in the game. I'm sure he wasn't reading a guide or anything to figure out which perks were best. No. He just got lucky that he picked the 3 best perks, guys.
what happens is you start to fight one ship, the other 2 go right behind you and just pummel you with lasers, and there's nothing you can do. There is no evasive action in Starfield. All you can do is
fly the ship,
which doesn't really work, and then you get destroyed. So anytime the game
you
asks you to fight more than one opponent, literally you need to have an overpowered ship. It's the only way to actually effectively fight them fair, because outside of that, they just stand there and pummel you, and there's no flares that go out that distract their missiles or shots. There's no loop-de-loops. There's no barrel rolls. There's nothing to evade. So you just stand there and get hit. Wow, that was real genius of them, wasn't it? But a 3-on-1 fight required for the story, and the only way to beat it without difficulty is to overlevel your ship. Wow, that's stupidity. That's what I mean. Like, these new things they added.
The way he says anything with a
T
in it's so annoying.
The space combat is terrible. The world exploration is boring as dirt. But everything else that's Bethesda-esque that they've done before, they did well. So anyway, we did get through it. We did get through that combat segment. It took me like 20 minutes of me retrying, and essentially what I had to do was kind of get one ship separated from the other 2 by luck. It wasn't like I tried. It was by luck. By fighting it, I kind of pulled it away.
I'm sure chat told him to do it. That's probably exactly what chat told him to do.
And I was able to take down the second one, and then the third one was Child's Play, you see? So, what are you going to do? It was, in my opinion, not great, right? But everything else about the stream was good. You know, we arrived at a new settlement called Neon, and this one is, like, very reminiscent to, like, Cyberpunk 2077, except no sex. It's a lot of neon lights and a lot of criminals and stuff like that. But outside of that, you know, it's a lot of talking and doing a lot of...
No sex, guys. That means it's way better. It's 1,000 times better than Cyberpunk. There's no sexy ladies trying to get my attention, guys.
Missions, and I did a lot of the persuasion, which was good. I leveled up my persuasion and stuff like that. So, I did enjoy it when we were doing those segments, you see? So, I don't know. Like I said, it really felt to me like this was the first part of, or the first stream of the game where people just did not seem engaged at all. They were actually, like, actively not paying attention to the game. They weren't even talking with me. That's not good. The whole point.
That's great, because it pisses you off.
Is the whole interaction segment of it. Like, that's the point. That's why it's good. If I'm going to play it for myself, then what's the point? I want to play it with you guys as an audience. So, I don't know what happened.
I want the audience to tell me what to do, guys.
You know, we've been having great interactive streams up to this point. For some reason, last night that changed, and I'm kind of confused as to why, you know? Okay. Anyway. So, yesterday overall, decent content, I would say, and support was all right. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. We did hit one of the tiered tips goals. I told you my goal this week is every day we hit at least a tier 1 tips goal on one of my 2 streams. We did hit it on the earlier stream. We got a bunch of memberships, as you can see.
Bunch of them guys got gifted, dude.
Excellent. That was my goal. Remember, I said my goal for the week was to hit 600 members by the end of the week.
And then OIC showed up and gifted them. Congratulations, OIC. Keep them alive.
At any given moment, gifted memberships from last month can expire, and then we dip. So I'm hoping that we keep it above 600 by the end of the week. So that.
Why are you so desperate to get so much memberships
overall,
recently?
Not a bad day at all. Even though there was disengagement there on the Starfield stream, which I hope we could turn around, I still had a good time. Okay. Okay. Continuing on here, let's talk about today's action-based day. All right. So first stream today is Armor Core 6. Continuing on with my new tank build that I just started using last time. What a varied build I have.
What guy told you to build a tank?
So I've got tank treads that are very fast. I've got a stun needle cannon that essentially is fast and it hits for tons of damage or massively increases their stun meter to the point where their shields are reduced and they're getting, you know, about to be blasted by everything else. I've got a homing missile launcher, which is really good because while everything else is going on, you know, it's hard to aim, and just to be able to fire something off quickly that you know is guaranteed to hit because it's homing is really useful. Then I've got the minigun in one arm and a regular machine gun in the other. So I've got
how's it going?
Variety in the weapons I'm using, and so far they are working well. Like, I adopted that build about halfway through last time stream, and it seems
again, what
really
guide did you read telling you to do this?
Now, I don't know how much further we have in Chapter 4. I've been told the game has 5 chapters, and we at least beat 3 or 4 stages of Chapter 4. I've also been told that the boss of Chapter 4 is incredibly tough and essentially is a roadblock or difficulty road bump for people. Much like how Baltius was earlier in the playthrough, apparently the end of Chapter 4 is another one. So we'll see what happens.
Thanks for you for admitting that you read guides, dude.
I've done all of the arena missions. They're all done. So it's all just story here.
Because
on
these
out.
video
If we could
games.
Focus just on story progression and see how far we get in today's 3 hours.
How do you pronounce your
Hell,
name?
we get into chapter 5, I'd be ecstatic because that means we're kind of in the home stretch of the game, right?
Cassia.
Cool. All right.
Terrible DSP
Yeah, the
parody.
Starfield dogfight from yesterday. I want to say that was the beginning of the second part from yesterday. I think. I think so. I think it was either the very end of part 18 or the very beginning of part 19 or a combination of the two. It was right between there, if you want to give it a look, okay? So Greg says, here's the deal. Chapter 4 is longer in terms of mission count. The end of chapter boss is a test for sure, but there was a recent patch that actually made it easier. Chapter 5 has harder missions, but is shorter in general. Okay. So I think we're 3 or 4 missions into chapter 4. Maybe today's entire stream will be chapter 4 then. And we beat it, and maybe next time for chapter 5, maybe we beat the game, right? I guess we'll see.
He'd be so excited to get the game
good
out of his
information.
way. Spend more time on WWE Champions. He
So
loves
that's the
it.
first stream today. Progress in Armor Core 6 and hopefully continuing on with this build. It's funny because I was thinking about it and I was like, what else could they do? I now have changed from legs to the tetrapod to the tank tread. I've changed from like machine guns to laser guns, right? To a plasma gun to mini guns. I changed my rocket launchers from just basic missiles to like plasma missile launchers to super heavy songbirds. And now I've got a combination of a stun cannon and homing missile. Like what else could they do? We're in chapter 4. There's still another chapter left. What other parts could possibly unlock that'll be better than this? I wonder. You know, I'm wondering, is it even worth it to try other parts, or should I just stay the course with my build that I have right now? You know, I don't know. We'll see as you continue.
I don't know.
To play.
I didn't
There
read
are
that far
things
into the
unlock,
guide,
so it might be
guys.
better than what I have. So, now on tonight's late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. It is Street Fighter 6 time, and in reality, this is kind of the home stretch for Street Fighter 6 for now. And what I mean by that is, obviously, once Mortal Kombat 1 comes out this Friday, I'll be playing a lot of that for a couple of weeks. It'll be a focus for a couple of weeks to get through the story and whatever other modes and a little bit of online play till we kind of get back to Street Fighter 6, okay? So, Street Fighter 6 tonight, Lily ranked gameplay. When we played with Lily on Friday, I basically got right to Diamond with her ranked matches, and then within an hour, went from Diamond 1-star to Diamond 2-star. So tonight, I'm hoping to keep that momentum going. I don't know if it will. I think as we face more top tiers, like for example, I think Jury completely dominates Lily. I don't think Lily can do a damn thing against Jury. I think Jury, everything she does counter hits her and just has better priority and better speed. So there's not much you can do in that regard besides just take your licks or get lucky. But we'll see tonight how it goes. I'm excited for more Lily. You guys want more Lily because on Friday I did so well. People have been requesting more Lily, more Lily. So that's why we're
He's shaking, he's rocking, he's all over the place. Insane to watch.
Hey, we can go from 2 to 3-star tonight. Diamond, that would be really good. We'll see. Then tomorrow, it's back to RPG Day. Starfield will be on the daytime stream, so hopefully Starfield will do better as a daytime stream than it did as a night stream yesterday. Maybe we'll have more engagement. That would be great.
And also won't be football Sunday,
Endgame.
jackass.
What I mean by that is we're trying to finish up this Lost Sanctum optional content that was added for the DS version. I don't know how much is left, okay? But I think we're going to beat that, and then we're probably going to be able to beat the game because the ending of the game has one dungeon, which is, if I remember correctly, it's about an hour long. And then you've got the final boss, which takes about a half an hour. So as long as we can beat the Lost Sanctum within like an hour, I think we'll beat Chrono Trigger tomorrow night. We'll see. And then Wednesday is completely up in the air. If you guys want more Starfield, we'll do more Starfield on Wednesday. If it looks like we can beat Armored Core 6, then we'll probably try to beat that on Wednesday. If, you know, you want Street Fighter Wednesday night, we can do that. Or if you want a combination of, say, Starfield and Armored Core and Starfield, we can do that. Like, I'm down for whatever. So I'm listening to your feedback. What do you guys want?
And pin that message there, Phantom.
Of the week before I take Thursday off for break. So give me your feedback. Please let me know. Love to hear feedback from my audience.
I'm on vacation all week. It's been great.
Okay? Cool. All right. So really, guys, that's all I got. We're going to go to gaming news in a moment. But before we get to gaming news, I'd like to remind you all that DSP Gaming and, you know, my content in general on YouTube.
So yeah, he should take
crowdfunded.
Sundays
This is
off
not
when it's
anything where I get
football
sponsorships,
season.
partnerships. I don't shill products. I don't
Or
run
only
ads
do
frequently
one
in my content,
stream.
right? I mean, we watch a stream, you probably see one ad.
But guys, there's no point doing a 1 o'clock stream because
I
everyone's
don't
watching
play
football.
games
So I'm not going to do a late stream, guys. But I'll start it an hour early. Wouldn't it be great, guys, to get an extra late stream, but only an hour early, guys? It's going to be great, guys.
You like the content I put out because you appreciate the fact that I don't flood my stuff with ads and crap, and because I'm honest in my content as a result, you fund it. Thank you for that. I like being true to myself after 15 years still being here and still being the guy
who has still being the guy who masturbates in front of children.
You guys every day because I love it, right? Not because I'm making a buck doing it. I'm taking a fucking sponsorship payment.
But the second you don't get tips, you start crying, begging.
Okay, so thank you for crowdfunding my.
I don't do it for money, guys, but if I don't get money, I'm gonna cry.
Would you like to know how to support it? Number one, you could like the streams, you could like the videos, you could leave comments on the videos, you can talk with me on the streams. All that's engagement. That helps the channel. If you want to go above and beyond that, things like super chats, super stickers, memberships, gifted memberships, and tips all help a lot. Now, as I stated, this week, my goals were 600 members. We already hit that. Any more members? Hey, I'm happy. That will help me in the long term. Thank you. For now, my focus really has to be on tips. Last week, I had a very, very slow week for tips. So far, this week has been pretty good.
Womp
My goal this
womp.
week is very simple. Once a day, hit the tier 1 tips goal. That's all I'm looking for, okay? If we go above that, that's even better. But if we can hit this goal once a day, I'd be happy. So far this week, we've done that for the first 3 days. So we can keep that movement going, that pattern going. I'd be very happy, okay?
It's
So,
Monday,
if
but
you're
the
thinking
first 3 days of the
today,
week,
anything's
guys.
appreciated. And no matter
Bitch,
what
it's
you do,
Monday.
I'll
It's
give
the
you a shout
very
out.
first day of the
But
week. Shut the fuck up.
I would say the preferred way to contribute today, if you can, is a tip. Let's see if we can hit not one. Can we hit multiple tips goals? Can we actually get like a hat on stream today? That would be cool to actually have, you guys picking a hat for the first time in ages to see me wear today.
Hint, hint, in ages, hint,
so
hint.
Let's see what happens with that. But please consider contributing. Thanks in advance to anyone who does. And
hint, hint,
that's
give
it.
me money.
Let's move on to your favorite segment, my favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Ladies and gentlemen,
DSP has a
it's
stroke
time
on stream.
for DSP News. Hot off the presses. These pages are white hot. That's why they're white. And they're burning the skin off of my fingers as we speak. Are you ready for this hot gaming news? I hope you are, because I know I am, all right? So starting off with the first story today. Last week, we talked a little bit about a company called Embracer Group. Now, normally, we're like, who the hell is that? Well, a few years ago, Embracer Group just started buying up games and gaming in, development studios. For example, they bought Volition and its parent company, the company that was making Saints Row. They bought a bunch of other game studios as well. Now, this is an investment group. So people are like, why is an investment group buying up video games? Did someone dance in front of them with a presentation saying video games are the new hotness, and therefore you must buy these up? They're the future? Who knows? Because it was very odd the way that they did it. It didn't seem like they had a strategy. They were just buying up game studios left and right. Okay? And at the time, a lot of people were very skeptical if they even knew what the hell they were doing. Well, last week it was announced they closed Volition. The makers of Saints Row are out of a job. There's no more Saints Row games, no more anything from Volition, Red Faction, franchise, all gone. Why? Because they bought Volition. Last year they came out with the new Saints Row, it flopped. Well, that's it, and they liquidated them. They're done. They're all fired. Okay? So obviously that's horrible news, right? This morning we get some more news. It's not confirmed yet, but it sounds like it also could be in the realm of what the hell. Embracer Group is attempting to sell Gearbox Software. For those who don't know, Gearbox Software is the company that made the entire Borderlands franchise and most of its spin-offs. They bought it a few years ago, get this, for something like $1.6 billion.
JDX, how's it going? There you go.
Now you might say, wait a minute. 1.6.
I was about to say, like, yo, you go completely off the rails, but Saints Row 4 went completely bonkers and off the rails, and they did great. They just went so random and off the path of what Saints Row was that, yeah, did not go well for them, did it?
$1 billion. That's what Borderlands was valued at. Think about it, okay? Borderlands. When Borderlands came out over a decade ago, it was very popular. Borderlands 2 was very popular. It got so popular, there was spin-offs. Remember, there was the pre-sequel, and then there was the Telltale Games, narrative-based game, and all of that, right? So, at one point, I can understand the IP was hugely valued. But then Borderlands 3 came out, and when Borderlands 3 came out, definitely it was kind of wishy-washy response, right? Let's be honest here. People weren't in love with Borderlands 3 like they were with the first two games. In addition, they had that spin-off, Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which, it did okay, didn't sell droves, and ended up being on those digital services. Like, remember, it was on as a big preview. You could play the first few hours of it on PS Plus, Premium, and stuff like that. So, essentially, since Borderlands 3, I would say Gearbox Software's value has gone down, and most people to these days don't really talk about Gearbox. See, Lucky Gremlin just brought up something. He says, oh yeah, remember they bought out Duke Nukem? Yeah, remember? They bought out Duke Nukem, and they released Duke Nukem Forever in 2011. And at that time, they announced they were going to do other things with the Duke Nukem franchise. Guess what? It's 2023. And there hasn't been any new Duke Nukem content in the last 12 years. So,
Or Duke Nukem.
what exactly
womp womp.
is the value of Gearbox? Why would an investment firm pay something like $1.6 billion for this company when they actually haven't put out anything in many, many years that had critical acclaim or people were really crazy for, right? In addition to that, Did you know? Here's an interesting one. Did you know last year a new Borderlands game released? Yeah, it was last fall during the busy autumn gaming season. It was called Tales from the Borderlands 2. Yeah, there was a whole new narrative.
But you didn't play it, so you consider the game a flop.
Borderlands game, and no one knew. No one paid attention. No one played it.
You didn't
it massively
pay attention.
Undersold,
You didn't play it.
That's why you haven't heard anything about it, because they kind of brushed it under the rug when no one really spoke of it. So, that's what I mean. Like, this franchise hasn't been talked about in so long. So, when they're not pumping out new games, no one's talking about them. Why on earth did they get bought for such a high valuation? It makes me really feel like this Embracer Group didn't know what the hell they were doing. So now there's talks that Embracer Group really wants to dump them. Like, not, oh, we want to sell them for a profit. No, they actually just want to dump them. They want to get them out of their group because they don't feel like they're going to do anything profitable at any time soon.
And they don't on my chat? Is slow mode on my chat? No, it shouldn't be.
That they're not doing anything with. So they're trying to sell them off. And the rumor is that if they can't sell them off, they may go the route of what they did with Volition and actually just get rid of them all. Now, I think that would be insane. They paid almost $2 billion. So what might happen, perhaps Gearbox would try to do something and go indie. I don't know how that would work. You know, how would they operate as an independent studio? You know, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of how the business world,
turn that off?
What kind of resources Gearbox is looking at, or if they even have any games in the pipeline, because they haven't mentioned anything in ages. What are they doing right now? That's a good question, right? They haven't announced the new Borderlands. They haven't announced any new spin-offs. What exactly are they working on right now? I don't know. So I guess we'll have to see, but it's a strong rumor that Gearbox is the next on the chopping block here for Embracer Group. That Embracer Group really didn't know what they were doing years ago when they bought up all these companies, and now it's coming back to bite them. What do they say? The chickens have come back to roost. What's the word? There's a word or a phrasing, a saying.
Here it is.
I can't remember
Aha.
exactly what it is, right?
Turn that shit off.
Yeah, so what are they going to do?
Slow mode is off.
The
Chat
thing is,
away. There we
Gearbox
go.
has a great history. And I feel like Gearbox...
Thanks for letting me know about that, JDX. I had no idea that was on.
Good games again. But the question is, would it be Borderlands, or do they have to do something different? I mean, when you've waited this long and there's no new games coming out of the studios, it's the chickens have come home to roost. Okay. The chickens have come home to roost. There's the saying. Thank you very much to Zen Shuriken. I think they need to do something, man. They got to work on something new to reinvigorate the studio. Maybe come up with a new game. I don't know. But then again, how do you do that when you're going to get cut? All right? Okay. So that is story number 1. All right? Story number 2 for today. This one's hot off the presses, if you're not aware. So, how many of you know a game called Mario Kart? Have you heard of this game?
What do you care about Mario Kart? You don't play it.
I'm going to go out on a limb.
All the Mario games you've played, you don't play Mario Kart. So what the fuck do you care about Mario Kart news?
Okay? So, I actually have been a strong critic of Mario Kart in the last decade.
But you don't play it, so what the fuck does anyone care?
It's simple. Because Nintendo literally hasn't released a new Mario Kart game in a decade. Okay? So they had the one on the Wii, and that one did really well. Okay? Then when the Wii U came out, they came out with Mario Kart 8. Now, admittedly, the Wii U, one of the biggest failures Nintendo ever did, although you wouldn't have known that at the time because they didn't act like it. But basically, every game that was a Wii U exclusive got underperformed, low sales. And so what Nintendo did is they decided, hey, we're going to take every single game that was on the Wii U, and rather than make a new game, we're just going to port it to the Switch. Because everyone bought the Switch, no one bought the Wii U. And it saved them a shit ton of money. Let's have them play the games they missed. So they ported Donkey Kong games. They ported Mario games. And one of the things that was...
It saved them a ton of money so they could spend that money on something else.
So Mario Kart
like
8,
newer games,
which originally came out as an early title for the Wii U pretty much almost a decade ago, was ported to the Switch early on, right? It was only within like the first 1 or 2 years of the Switch, you know, a few years ago. Or what was it, 2017, 2018, something like that. And so this game's been out for a long time. Now, people are like, well, it's the same game as the Wii U with better graphics, so what's the big deal? So Nintendo announced a roadmap. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to release a string of content that's going to bring you all new expansion maps and all this stuff. In reality, what Nintendo did, they just added in all the maps from previous Mario Kart games. They really did. Like, if you take a look at all the maps that have been
Some
added over
people
last
love the
several years,
classics.
it's just
so
all the
sue 'em.
old fan favorite stuff. So in reality, it's kind of like a fan service deal, which I get. It kind of makes, oh, if you love Mario Kart, this is the ultimate Mario Kart to own because you can play the one from the Wii U you never played with better graphics. Plus, you get all your fan service maps and all of that, right? So, great.
Exactly. They made
But
a
all
fuck ton of
along,
money.
You know, the Switch has been out, and we're like, well, when is there going to be a new Mario Kart? Like, there still hasn't been in like almost a decade
They don't
now. What is
need
going
to.
on? It's a very popular franchise. Are they ever going to release a new game? Right? So finally,
But they don't need
an announcement
to.
was made overnight by Nintendo, you know, the Mario Kart social media update team officially, that basically the final slew of content for Mario Kart 8 is being released in late October. That's it.
See,
And
they
it'll
don't need to
basically
make a
be
new game because
few
they still
more
got content to
tours
put
and
out for
waves of
it.
content ending with a big Halloween event. And it said right after that,
Terrible
any
JDX.
future content will just be rehashed.
A friend
content.
has it.
Nothing
He's
new
really
will
good
ever
at
be
it.
added to Mario
I'm not
Kart
so
8
much.
ever again. So essentially, Halloween event is the final event they're doing for Mario Kart 8. Now, if you put two and two together, you could probably figure out why, because it seems like finally they've milked the cow so much that the cow is dry. You see?
This is coming from a low cow who drains his whales dry so
it's
they declare
time.
bankruptcy.
Finally, for Nintendo.
Not a joke.
to make a
His
new Mario
multiple
Kart
of
game
his
a
whales have
decade
declared
later.
bankruptcy.
Hallelujah, because I'll be honest, I didn't even really like Mario Kart 8 that much. So, finally, it sounds like they'll be redirecting their development team efforts towards making a new Mario Kart. Now, the thing is, there's already rumors that the Switch 2, yes, that's what they're calling it, even though it's probably not what they will call it, the Switch 2 dev kits have already been sent out to game developers. And game developers have started now to work on developing for the Switch 2. So does this mean that Mario Kart 9 will be a launch title for the Switch 2 within the next couple of years? Probably.
Great move by Nintendo.
I would doubt they're going to try to rush out a Mario Kart 9 for late in this life cycle of the Switch, which means essentially if you're someone who bought every single
I never wanted to declare
piece of
bankruptcy. I love
content.
my credit score being as high
all
as
right,
it is.
for Nintendo, I should say, you're going to be very
Competition
disappointed
between me
because it
and a
feels
friend
like,
of mine.
for me, I have, and in the last decade, I feel like it's been Mario Kart, Mario Kart, Mario Kart, Mario Kart, Mario Kart 8. Always 8, right? It's like, when is 9 coming out? I don't know.
But they didn't
But
need to come out
anyway,
with 9 because 8 was doing so well.
I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. And hopefully it does mean that, yes, they are actually developing Mario Kart 9. I would love that. I would absolutely love that if that was the case.
But you hate Mario Kart. It's like you hate all
waiting.
racing games
Give
because
me
you
new
suck
Mario
at racing
Kart.
games.
I don't want Mario Kart 8 again and again and again. I don't want any more expansion content, right? Okay.
Well, fortunately for the
All
fans
right,
of Mario
that's
Kart, they
really
do.
it for our gaming news for today. That was the wrong button. There we go. So thanks for listening. And normally, this would be the point where I would say, hey, everyone, it's time for shout-outs. So
But there
let's
aren't
do
any
shout-outs
shout-outs,
for all
wink,
your
wink,
contributions,
hint,
and
hint.
let's see what you guys are up to today. I received 0 contributions today. 0. I have no tips. I have no super chats. I have no memberships. So because of
Womp
that, I
womp.
have nothing to shout out today.
Time
This
for
is
him
just
to
me being
cry.
honest. I'm not complaining. I think this is
You're definitely
I would do
complaining,
that. I have
jackass.
nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I guess instead of that, what we're going to do is I'm going to open it up and we're going to have a little bit of a talk. Like I said, I didn't have too much to talk about today. So if you guys have topics to speak about.
Topics to give me
let's
money
talk
about?
Shall we? Okay. What's
Yes,
up,
DSP,
Juan?
please cry about it.
Okay. Thank you to Adam.
Oh, look at him light up.
Adam, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it so much, guys. So much. I'm gonna
First
slur my
contribution of the
words
day.
because I'm
Appreciate
fucking drunk. You know, it's what, 10 well, at the time, 10 o'clock his time, guys. No, I haven't been drinking all night, guys. Drinking all morning.
It is your birthday. Well, happy birthday to Moxerus. If indeed it is really your birthday, have a good one. Hopefully you have some special stuff planned, right?
I'm gonna sit on stream and eat a dry cake that my wife bought from the grocery store.
No, I've not seen
Claims
any
she made it.
Starfield mods. Only very every once in a while there's something's on Twitter, but I don't really pay attention too much to it. Danny the DK.
That's why
I
you
have
play
no
on
idea
PC,
what you're
'cause you
talking
get
about
mods.
Duck Doe winning Evo. What are you talking about? In the mid 2000s, early 2000s? You're talking about 20 years ago? I don't know what you're speaking of. Okay.
I don't care about Evo anymore. Anyways, guys, I finished for the Evo.
Thoughts on Starfield banning mods? Well, you would think that not all mods would be allowed, because you know immediately what's going to end up happening is people will start doing mods that are really, really stupid. You know, nudity mods and licensed IPs that should not be in.
They don't ban nudity mods, though. They don't ban those. There's plenty of games where you can get nudity mods.
Starfield because you'll get sued mods. You know, that kind
No, they wouldn't. Starfield would not get sued if someone made a mod of so you can play as Millennium Falcon. Oh wait, people have done that. People have built the Millennium Falcon and others, no, Star Trek and Star Wars and other famous Battlestar Galactica ships. Not DSP, obviously, because that would take creativity, and he has no creativity.
of crap. So I'm not surprised that they wouldn't just leave it open for everyone to do whatever, because then you're leaving yourself open to lawsuits and liability. So, but again, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what mods you're trying to say don't apply here. Okay. I received a dollar tip from Snow Carl. He says, I love your new shirts. Have they added intended professionalism and elevated your streams? No, that's not the point. I only started wearing them because I bought one as kind of a silly joke for the digital summer party at the beginning, or was it the end of July? And people seem to like it.
No idea when he did his
I
party,
like it
though.
look a little different wearing a different wardrobe. Can
Gin
you do
brain,
that? I said,
gin brain.
well, I'm not going to completely
What you
change
gonna
my whole
do?
wardrobe.
What
but we
you
can
gonna
vary
do
it.
when gin brain
Maybe
comes
some days I'll
for
wear shirts
you?
like this, and some days I'll go back to the gaming t-shirts. As I told you,
Take me $50, guys. I'll
What
put on
I'm
a
planning
gaming
on
t-shirt.
doing,
Don't you want to see the gaming t-shirt?
this fall, once the weather gets cooler, what I would like to do is have the window open all the time for fresh air. And if it gets cold in here, I'm going to wear long sleeve shirts. I
And so
actually
your
have
neighbors
some
can
nice
hear
long
you
sleeve
going,
button-down
"Shitty
shirts
dicks.
that I've owned for years.
Bullshit.
I usually
I was
would wear
blocking,
those in the
guys. It's
fall.
bullshit."
I would wear those out. But I could
You're walking
actually
your
wear on
cute
street.
little puppy
You guys
outside, and all of a
that's
sudden you
what I
see
don't
from your
have to spend any
neighbor
money.
shitty
I have
dicks.
those shirts already that I could wear. So, you know what they say? Variety is the spice of life. If you just do the same thing,
You won't have
forever
a
the
shuffleboard
same, people won't
match
like it.
later
Well,
because they
last
require
year,
going outside.
Look at the changes I have had. Better camera, better backlighting, better
All
front
donated
lighting,
to you
right?
by
All
fans.
kinds of new artwork.
You
and
didn't pay for
decorations
any
and
of
setup
it.
changes. I've improved the podcast.
It's all given to you by fans.
I've improved the capture device. And
Actually, they're not even fans anymore. The Dutch brothers aren't even fans of yours anymore. They left your ass.
You know, further going on, improving my wardrobe, improving all of this, right?
I started showering more than once a week, guys.
So hopefully you like the improvements. If anything, the one thing people can't argue is say that I haven't improved. I mean, how can you say I haven't improved in the last year? Watch a video from 1 year ago. Watch it today. Either gameplay, podcast, or both. You'll be like, what the hell? Whoa, what a change, what a difference, what an improvement, right? And that's a good thing. Always look to improve based on feedback. So thanks for your feedback.
Say my
Thank you
4K
to
Brio
Spawn
that I
Killer
got
for
on
the $5
sale
super chat.
however many
Do you
years ago
remember the
looks
mech game where you had a giant
fantastic.
controller and a foot pedal? Weren't there more than one? Right? Like I think didn't that all start with that game Mech Warrior on PC? Where you had a big ass setup to play it. I want to say it had like a bunch
some
of
people
buttons, and each
went
one would, like,
crazy with their
enable
setups
disable
for Mech Warrior
missiles
games.
and different weapons. And there was a joystick to pilot it. But you're right, there was like a foot pedal, and that would give you throttle and stuff. And I used to see those in gaming stores all the time.
No joke. My mom, she had a NASCAR game for PC, and she actually went out and got the foot pedal. She got the steering wheel. Like, she went deep into this NASCAR game. It's like, woman, I'm a gamer. Even I don't do this shit. But she loves racing. She watches NASCAR every weekend. I've taken her up to MIS a few times to watch qualifying and watch ARCA race, stuff like that. Maybe get autographs, stuff like that. Like, she's huge into racing. I just remember the one time coming over to do whatever I had to get done, whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, steering wheel doing on your computer desk. Oh, it's really cool. I got this really cool NASCAR game, and I went on eBay and I found this controller for it. That's a steering wheel. Then I found these foot pedals. I'm still waiting for those to come in. That's like, holy shit. She's a bigger gamer than I am.
back when PC gaming of that style was the rage.
Mind you, she's like 30 years older than DSP.
But I haven't seen that in a million years.
She's like 30 years older than DSP.
Okay.
She's a bigger game than he is.
I thought it was Mech Warrior, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I wasn't into that stuff. Okay. All right. I received a $1 tip again from Snow Carl. Do you regret skipping Baldur's Gate 3, considering how well and popular it is compared to other releases like Starfield? No. Baldur's Gate 3, again, it's the same as Divinity Original Sin 2. It's a great game. Which was
also a fantastic game.
Audience. Sadly, that's not my audience. It's not. A game like that likely would have lasted 2 streams, and people would have said, what is this? It's so boring. It's so slow-paced. It's so boring. It's not the kind of combat we like. Why is it top-down? Why is everything so small? You know, I'm telling you, it's a PC gamer's game. I'm not a PC gamer, you know. If I had that style of audience, I think it would have worked. I don't have that style of audience.
We're about,
I very much have a
I want to say 2 hours behind.
Audience, you understand?
We're an hour and 54 minutes behind.
I gave games like that a shot, and they don't really work.
Because I was going to stream them today, but then my friend's like, hey, I took the day off work because I wasn't feeling it today. Fuck work. Want to go golfing? Yeah. So I went golfing, got home, took a shower. It's like, all right, well, I'll still restream DSP, just be a little bit behind. Then I can set it to 1.25 speed. And then if there's any, guys, I got to disappear for 10 minutes to use the bathroom, guys, we can skip it.
So I would say, in the long term, what I consider
streamers can make games interesting. Games do not make
especially
streamers
trying
interesting.
To play it right between this fall gaming season, I didn't think it was going to work. Okay, so that's why I made that decision. I don't think it was a bad decision.
Also, because you hate those kind of games.
Chat. Sharing my B-Day love, I appreciate you. It's my 26th birthday, about the same age you were when you started on YouTube, I believe. Thank you. Yes, I was 26, 27. I mean, technically I was 26, but I didn't start doing regular videos till I was 27. There you go. Have a good day. I hope you're doing something very special for your birthday. Remember, my philosophy.
Wesley, how's it going?
As you get older, your birthday's going to feel less and less special. Why? Because it just becomes another day. You've got so much going on in your adult life, whether it's work, school, bills.
This is coming from the guy who celebrates it for a week. This is coming from the guy who celebrates his birthday for a week. Yeah, your birthday doesn't feel special anymore when you get older.
Family, responsibilities, whatever it may be. Sadly, a lot of the times you don't even get to celebrate your birthday. It's been like that for me for a while now, okay? Now, here's the important thing. On your birthday,
you should completely ignore your wife.
One thing for yourself. Whether it's simply
ignoring your wife
that you like, or having a drink and toasting,
getting drunk.
Alive.
Holy shit! One of
right?
his things is just to do is get drunk.
Having a moment with your loved one, a special moment, right? An embrace, a kiss, right? Whatever it may be, have one moment that day that's for you for your birthday, and that can be the moment that you keep in your head and you remember what you did on your birthday that year. Because then at least you did something nice, right? Even if the rest of the day is atrociously bad. You could say I did
January
one
1st.
Thing for myself
That's
on
a
my
terrible date to have a birthday.
That's my advice.
Having a birthday during around any holiday sucks.
Spawn Killer did another super chat.
Homemade pot pies. Happy birthday, cute egg.
Back in the day,
I should be streaming more Starfield tomorrow.
You're right. Those were very expensive setups. I remember. You would go to like a computer store back when they existed, because there used to actually be PC stores. They don't really have them anymore. And what would they have there? Giant driving wheels for the PC racing games, the big joystick for the flying games, and then the hybrid like gun, pedal, keyboard setups for the mech games. And all of those things ranged anywhere from the cheapest would be like $50, but you would range up to $200, $300 for those setups.
I guess that's true, just Optimus.
I never played any of them. Maybe they were great, maybe they weren't, right? But yeah, it was a huge thing back then. Gaming peripherals for PC were giant at one point. So, and then we got Heterosexual Operations did a super chat. Well, thank you so much to Heterosexual Operations. What a great name. I'm just going to call you HSO for short, because that's way too long of a name to throw up on my leaderboard. Okay. All right, continuing on here.
Remember, guys, this is a gameplay stream. Never forget, this is his job, and his job is playing Video games. Come on.
I hate this idiot. Come on, man. Do you want to play the fucking game?
No, he does not.
King Be Cruel has tipped $1. When can we get the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough? A lot of people have been asking for it to be re-uploaded. I know I've been asking for a good while. Yeah, I know. And you know, I feel like it was a big forget. Like we forgot about it. I was very interested in doing it.
You got drunk and forgot about it, huh?
And I think what happened is this ended up being a very busy summer compared to previous summers. And I'll be honest, it just slipped my mind. I didn't even think about doing it.
Yep, Jin Brain, forgot about it.
Is that we can't upload that retro lost media to DSP Gaming. It would flood the channel. It would upset the viewers. We already got, you know, enough issue.
Cat food ads. Oh, that is awesome.
Flooding the channel
right,
with more
ads,
videos.
not so much.
I think the determination.
Although with the new
trying to rebrand
YouTube thing, I have no idea how it works anymore.
Defunct for years, and maybe rebrand it.
Because it used to be like, oh, 10 minutes, or we're gonna put an ad, and now it's like, oh, who knows when the fuck they're gonna hit?
With maybe Final Fantasy 13, then move
and how many?
Dead,
and now they're all gonna be on skippable or something like.
To LA Noire, you know what I mean? So
YouTube, are you trying to kill yourself?
I'm thinking about it right now. I'll be honest. I don't really have time to do it. What I would have to do. Hold on a second. I would have to take some time to get back, you know, into that channel, take a look, make sure that it's still accepting videos and monetizing them, because that's another thing, you know.
It's gotta be monetized, guys. I can't put the videos just for you to enjoy. I gotta make sure I make money on it, guys.
On that channel get ads again, okay? So maybe do like a demo video. You know what I mean? Like upload a test video and say, hey, everyone, just so you know, I have some plans for this channel again.
Oh, I'd love to be able to make fun of George Senda again, but he got copyright strike happy.
KO Gaming, how many views would it get? 5? Because no one looks at the channel anymore, right? So I guess it'll be an interesting test, but to see what happens. If I remember to do it,
I'd love to make
maybe
fun
I'll
of him some
actually
more.
do it like this week to do like a test video. We'll see. I have to think about it. But thanks for the reminder and thank you for the tip. Nathan Smith just gifted a membership and it went to Danny the DK. So congrats to Danny. And thank you very much, Nathan, for your support of the channel. I really appreciate that. We're now up to 615 members in climbing.
Only got a woman running for mayor in Nashville. Do you even... no, don't dox yourself. Never mind, I'm not going to ask that question. Don't dox yourself. Then again, I've gotten, like, farm equipment ads for Iowa and stuff. Like, I've never been to Iowa.
I just received a $1 tip from Snow Carl. He says, I think your birthday advice is great and inspiring. Considering how your and Kat's situation improved in the past year or two, do you think you'll soon be able to have some sort of a honeymoon trip? Here's the thing. We'd love to do that.
Here's the thing, but I need more money.
Involved. All right? There's three...
Factor being money.
There's 4 big factors. There's
money,
my job,
and money.
Her job, money, and family. Factor number 1, my job. Let's be honest. My job's flexible. As long as it's not in the middle of, like, this busy gaming season, there's definitely times during the year where if I needed to take, like, a week off, I could do that. Now, that'll hurt.
As long as you stepped up and give me money.
I don't work as a dad, I don't make money. So maybe
what
we do is like do a special event or something building up and saying, hey, so I'm going on vacation.
What family?
And it would be great to do a little bit of special, maybe fundraising or something right before it to make up for a week that I'm not working. All right? And I'll be honest, I think that my fans would support that. I think the fact that I don't go on vacation, the fact that I don't ever significantly have time off, that my fans would actually appreciate that and, you know, support some of that. I do believe that, okay? So my job, not so big of a deal. Her job, maybe a bigger problem to try to get significant time off and not have it affect
She works
her
like 2 days a week.
Yeah,
Boo-hoo.
it probably would be. You know, when you work retail, a lot of these
like, guys, can you have me work Sunday, Monday this week, and then next week have me work Friday, Saturday, so I get
planned way far
10 days off in a row.
Have it scheduled or whatever, you know what I mean. The third factor is money, and the thing is, like, where would the money come from? I probably wouldn't have money saved up, you know what I mean. Do I really want to, like...
I don't have a rainy day fund, guys, because it rains here too much.
A trip? No, not really, I don't. You know, just being honest here. So, you know, if it got to a point where I had a little bit of liquidity and I could just afford to kind of pay for it out of pocket, as opposed to, oh, let's start racking up monstrous amounts of debt again, which is, you know, not what I want to do.
Oh,
you know, there you go.
You don't need to go into debt to go on vacation.
To think about in that regard, okay? But then lastly, there's family, all right? And family is a big concern because we have a cat. We don't have...
You don't have family.
Who would, like, house sit and take care of Jasper while we were gone.
Yes, you do. When you went on your trip to Connecticut to get married, you had a friend of Kat's watched a cat for you. You had a friend of cats watch after Jasper while you went to Connecticut to get married. So this right here is bullshit.
So now what do? Jasper's never been away from us for a significant amount of time since we got him.
Except for when you got married. Did you forget your entire trip to Connecticut to get married, DSP? Holy shit, gin's a hell of a drug.
So what do you do now when you have a cat that only has known spending time with you almost full time, 24/7, for many, many years, you know.
Except for the time you went to Connecticut to get married.
Or shelter could traumatize the poor guy, right? How do you know that when you actually, so let's say we got him somewhere to stay, that they're going to treat him nicely? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a concern.
What happened to that friend of cats?
It definitely would be a big
Was that
issue.
more than a friend?
So, you know, I don't know. Let's put it that way. You know, here's the thing is, you know, there's personal stuff too, admittedly as well, that influences that decision. I think, if anything, we would like to more rather just take a small trip somewhere than a giant honeymoon.
You mean a staycation in Seattle?
Like at one point we were gung-ho, we wanted to go to like Seattle. I'll be honest with you guys. Seattle is a shithole now. Seattle has fallen apart in the last few years. It's full of crime.
Really, DSP? You wanted to... I just said, you know, a staycation in Seattle, and sure enough, that's the first thing that comes out of his mouth. Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't call it a staycation, but I've, gone to Cleveland for a day. Go to the Curioso place. I've gone to Cleveland again to go to the museum because they had a dinosaur exhibit. I love dinosaurs. I've gone to Colossal Con. I've gone to YumaCon. Plan on going to YumaCon again this year. But guess what? I don't have to beg you guys. Guys, I'm going to YumaCon. If you want me to have a good time at YumaCon, you need to tip me at least $50 a day. I'm not even spending money at YumaCon, guys. You don't expect me to go to YumaCon and not spend a bunch of money, guys. Help! Oh, wait. I don't need to do that because I got a full-time job, bitches.
I mean, there's crime in the middle of the places we used to like to go. Like Pike Place Market and stuff. There's crime every day. You see the reports. Like, oh, fucking robbery and this and that. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what happened in Seattle? The whole place fell apart. It really did. And it's sad because I don't want to talk politics, but Seattle's a place when I moved
See, it's a day trip, not a vacation.
Like, oh, I like this because
just like Cleveland is a day trip, not a vacation. Columbus is a day trip, not a vacation.
Since I've lived here, I probably went 2-3 times and enjoyed every trip. But that was all before things changed about 3 years ago. And now it's like everything around here, the crime has skyrocketed everywhere. People are getting robbed. Stores are getting robbed everywhere. So what the fuck? Why would I want to go to Seattle and put myself at personal risk, right? So
guys, I might die if I go to Seattle. Tip me.
I want to go to the Pop Culture Museum. We'd like to go to the Pacific Science Center. We'd like to go to Pike Place Market. We'd like to get a nice seafood dinner there on the waterfront. Go to the aquarium again. Maybe go on the Great Wheel again, which is, remember it was in Last of Us 2? Like, it would be really cool to do all that. But why would I want to do that when they can't control any of the people fucking out here and there's constant high crime and everything, and they're even saying, oh yeah, Seattle has the lowest cop to resident ratio of any major city in the United States, that all the police quit. So basically now you go out there.
Yep, I'm sure every single police officer went, nope, fuck this noise,
great.
we quit. Now, Seattle is a city, so guess what it has? Crime. Guess what? I live near Toledo. I work in Toledo. I used to live in Toledo. Guess what they have? Crime. So remember back in the day when I was working second shift, I get home about 2 o'clock in the morning. Next day, neighbor comes over like, hey, what time you go home? My usual, why? Oh, because my car door's open. I wondered if you saw anyone. Like, nah, I didn't see anyone. Like, well, they probably... No, you probably pulled into the street that... Oh, shit, because nothing was actually missing. So they just got the door open, started going through. Then you came home at the right time and scared them off. Yeah, I didn't see anyone. No, that's not a big deal. Like, it's gotten to the point where you don't lock your doors because you'd rather them just go through your shit rather than smash your window and then go through your shit. But you know what? I still go to Toledo. I still go to the art museum. I still go to the mall to go see movies. I still go there to eat or to go to nice dog parks with a friend of mine. Still go. Cleveland has crime. Still go there. Columbus has crime. Guess what? Still go there. Last time I went to YumaCon. That's like midnight and walking around the city streets. It's like, this might not be the safest thing I've ever done. But, oh well. If I die, I die. My mom hates when I say, like, no, who's gonna do the AC units for me? But I need to put them in the spring and take them out in fall. It's like, I got friends. You know my friends. You can probably just text them. Terrible. But yeah, it's a city. Guess what? There's always going to be crime in a city. You know why? Because there's people in a city. But nope. It's only Seattle that's crime, guys, so he can't go to Seattle anymore. Yes, you need to tip him so he can take a vacation in a different city where there's no crime.
This is hilarious because listen to what Howard Baxter just said. No one will rob you with the big wheel or whatever at 4 in the afternoon. Howard Baxter. At my local mall in the afternoon in broad daylight with security cameras on, someone put a jack on my car and stole the entire tire off of my car. No one...
Still call bullshit on that. I actually posted on my Twitter page probably 3-4 weeks ago, so I'll never be able to find it, but there is a car in a car lot, like helping advertise, like, hey, come to our car lot at this major dealership and buy this really fancy vehicle. It's on Central Avenue, one of the busiest streets in Toledo. The fuckers stole not 1, not 2, not 3, but all 4 tires in a matter of under 4 minutes. In a major car dealership lot, on one of the busiest streets in the city, in the middle of the fucking day, they stole all 4 tires in under 4 minutes. I don't believe for a fucking second that these criminals only stole a single fucking tire. Unless the criminals in Seattle are really fucking lazy compared to the Toledo ones, there is no way they only stole a single tire. And I mean, well, maybe it's on some. Bitch, the busiest street, well, one of the busiest streets in Toledo, on a car dealership lot. All 4 tires. Gone. Most likely, she got to work, noticed, oh, hey, the tire's low, I need to put a spare on. Oh, I need to take a picture of her. I can scam my idiot fans to get more money from them. Ack. That's what happened. There is not a single chance in hell. The criminals in Seattle are so lazy they only steal a single fucking tire. Bullshit. DSP can't melt steel beams, exactly.
No one stopped them, no one cared, and the police never investigated the crime.
Nor should they. Fuck you.
So what the hell are you talking about? Yes, they're doing whatever they want and getting away with it out here. It's fucking sad. I'm not ranting politically. This is facts. You understand? Facts of how bad it's gotten out here. Okay? Anyway. To get back on subject, there's a lot of factors involved.
Oh yeah, good point. It was also parked across multiple parking spots. Like, most likely, she entered the parking lot. Maybe that's when she blew a tire, freaked out, slammed on the brakes, went, oh shit, I just got a flat tire. My tire just blew. What the fuck do I do? A friend of mine and I went to Osaka's, got dinner. We come out. He has 2 right side flat tires. Oh shit. You know what we did? Both of us, being former Boy Scouts, always be prepared. He had a tire, not what's it called? Air compressor. He had an air compressor in his car. I had an air compressor in my car. So I backed up to the back of his car, did his back tire while he did his front tire, then immediately drove it to Bell Tire to get it looked at. They had just closed, so he said, fuck it, here's the keys. With, like, they have a little card there, you fill out the info, put the keys in the drawer, and you're done. Alright, well, guess I'll take it back to your house. Thankfully, he has other cars. He's one of those people that's like, oh yeah, it was only $1,200 on Facebook Game, or on Facebook Marketplace. I can totally fix it. Although, unlike most people, he actually does fix them up. So he has, you know, a Suburban, 2 Volvos. He's got a few vehicles. So, thankfully for him, wasn't that big a deal. But you know what we didn't do? I didn't post a picture on the line going, guys, send me, how many tips do you think it's gonna cost? Guys, send me this much in tips, guys, or I can't pay my bills.
And us considering trying to go somewhere, so, you know, it is what it is. Right now, no, like, I would definitely like to go to, say, the zoo for a day or something like that. And that's probably baby steps. First things first.
Baby steps.
If we're going to do something small and quick. Then maybe extend something a little longer. As for a full-fledged...
Exactly,
like,
DS Pikachu. That's going to be the new
way,
pin message.
You may not be aware of this. In the United States, listen to this, they're changing the criteria to fly. By 2025, simply having your driver's license isn't good enough to fly in the United States anymore. They're making everyone change what they need. They got to go back to the fucking licensing offices. They have to get a new kind of ID and shit.
Yes, this has actually been a thing for a while now. I had to have my original driver's license, birth certificate, and or social security card, plus a couple bills with my name on it. The difference is, you get a star on your license, as opposed to regular license that doesn't have the star on it. But yeah, all it is show up with your birth certificate or social security card, plus a couple bills with your name on it, and you get a fancy little driver's license that has a star on it. That means you can enter government buildings and fly. Not that big a deal, DSP. Just fucking get it over with.
Shit, we already got it because my wife recently renewed her driver's license and it came.
Hey, you guys get a passport, which I also have.
This license is only good to fly till 2025. Then in 2025, you got to get a whole new thing. And it's like, what?
Or you can do what I and many others have done. Gone, oh, they're changing it? Well, then I guess next time I need to renew my license, I'll just show up with the stuff I need to do the whatever they need for the new license. And that's what I did. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So now you have to fucking get all this elaborate shit. Spend more money, of course. It's gonna
birth certificate, social security, 2 bills with your name on it. That's it.
Spend more money, jump through more hoops just to do basic shit. So I don't even know what it is. We didn't even look into it because right now we're not planning on flying.
Of course, he's gonna be like, all right, we're gonna be flying tomorrow. I guess we should get the new license, cat.
Anywhere anytime soon, but we're gonna.
Well, you might have to fly back to Connecticut to go see his dying parents, dude. You don't know that. One day you might have to go see his dying parents.
ID shit, they won't even allow it. You know, besides, it's really stupid. So, anyway.
Is it stupid?
There you go.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
But
672.
it's not that big a deal.
It says ban everyone doing dollar tips. All right, so we're gonna start with Snow Carl. Here we go. There you go. So you're banned.
And he's not flying until his parents die.
And also, I got to ban. Who was it? King Be Cruel. Sorry, King Be Cruel. Bye bye. And done. Okay, both banned. Perfect. So thank you, 672, for the super chat.
You're not wrong, Greg. Like, I could totally see him doing that.
Oh,
you
wait.
can totally fly with his back condition, dude.
Oh, I'm being told I shouldn't just listen to everything people tell me to do. And I should be a man for myself. Okay, let me unban those people. Here we go. Ready? And I unban. And unban. Okay. Oh, wait. Now I'm being told by listening to the person who said I should just be my own man, I was listening to someone telling me what to do, so I should unban. I should undo what I just did. As a result of them telling me to do something. Okay, let me do that. We reban. Okay. Jasper, you nut. Watch out. Your back foot is on my leg, and I don't want you cutting me up like you did last time. All right?
Do it, Jasper.
No cutting me up.
Cut him.
Ah!
But, dude, he has to check out the house, see what is left to sell, dude. Terrible, Greg. That's hilarious.
How nice ear massage for the kitty. A nice ear massage for Jasper. Look, his eyes are closed. Jasper Kitty. Hey, Jasper Kitty. Say something, Jasper. Jasper. Jasper.
Go for the throat, Jasper. Go
Jasper.
for the throat.
Jasper, say something. He won't talk. He never talks in here. I want him to say something to you guys, and he never will. He'll never speak.
Good. Now thought his lawyer, right?
Come on, Jasper. Speak to the audience. Say something to the audience. He refuses. Jasper.
Stop giving him
Jasper.
money. Nah, Jasper, you're not supposed to tell the audience that.
If I was outside of this office and I said Jasper to him like that, he would say, meow. He does it every time. He never does it here, though. He refuses.
Poor kitty.
Here we go. Hi, Jasper. Hey, Jasper, what are you up to? Jasper. What are you doing, Jasper? He won't talk. He won't do it. I give up. I give up. I give up. I throw in the towel.
This is the very definition of cringe there, Lightning.
Okay. Congrats, Derek. He's going to start attending college classes Monday through Wednesday. Good for you. Hope you do well.
He's going to be around actual women his age instead of creeping on 9-year-old girls on the internet.
No, you can move from one state to another. You have to have a special ID to fly. Like right now, I could drive to any state, and in 2025, I could still drive across state lines to any state. But I would need a special ID to get on a plane. They would literally not allow you to get on a plane.
It looks just like a regular driver's license, just has a little star on it.
Extra criteria that you have to pay for and qualify for. Oh, by the way, it's already been said, because this is happening, the backlog to get the ID is insane. Like right now, if I tried to get it, I might have to wait a year.
No, you wouldn't.
Trying to get it in time for 2025.
My license came in about 3 weeks. It's not
Real ID. Real ID is old. You're wrong. Real ID is old technology. I know because Kat has one. She got one when she moved out here. It's a different ID entirely from Real ID. What was I doing 22 years ago? Exactly 22 years ago. All right?
You're going on a date with mommy.
Exactly 22 years ago. Which would have been, what? 2001. 2001. 22 years ago. 12:14 p.m. Actually, I don't know, because I would have to figure out what was going on that day. That was September 11th, obviously.
Thankfully, I already got the video of that.
Many times. Yes, I was in college. It was a day off for me. I was actually with my mother. And we were actually going to have a nice day out together. We were planning on...
Now this is part of the, guys, my mom groomed me till I was 17 series.
What the fuck is wrong with that guy?
Actually, like, going to the mall, maybe the movies together. You know, at that age, young 20s, I still like to spend time with my mom. And we were going to have a nice day out. And then, as we were getting ready to go out, all this crazy stuff happened. You know, we watched it on TV, and it was just so weird and surreal and odd, and this weird feeling of uncertainty, like what's going to happen, what the hell's going on in the world. And we did still try to go out, but everything closed because...
That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing 22 years ago.
I don't remember what time everything went down that day. Because that day I remember I saw it all go down on TV. My mother and I were watching it together on TV. I still lived with my parents back then. And we were like freaking out about everything happening, wondering if the world was going to change, if we were going to go to war. Now, we had already had a day planned out.
It would have been 21.
And that was back when I still, you know, I would go out on nice days with my mother. And we had a nice day planned out. We were going to do some shopping. We were going to go to the mall. And we were
going to buy the Wolverine toy finally?
Food. And it sucked because, you know, the whole world was like now on suspend. No one knew what was going on. So we were like, well, what should we do? Well, I guess we'll still try to go out, but we don't know what's going to happen. So we went out and half the places were closed. We did go to the mall. We went and talked to my former boss who ran the health food store that I used to work for there. And we had a conversation with him about it and everything. And basically just talked to random people we saw out and about. But then about halfway through the day, they closed everything. Everything just closed down. So we just went home. And that was about it.
That's right. 9/11 interrupted his date with mommy. Womp womp. Man, he is still shaking. His whole body's shaking from his leg bouncing.
I received a $2 super chat from Rich88. He says, is Portland safer than Seattle? I don't know. I don't live in Portland. I've heard horrible things about Portland, too. So I don't know if Portland's worse or better. I've heard that it's bad. But I don't know. I don't live there.
Banning people, banning
No,
people.
I don't get to
So
see my
many
parents
people
often
getting
anymore.
banned.
I mean, when I lived in Connecticut, I saw them once a week. I always went out to dinner with them every Sunday night. But since I moved, I saw them Christmas the year I moved, which was 2014, and then in the summertime of 2016, they
Daddy
came out. But then since then,
to
their health has
paint the
gone
walls
on
for
a
you.
massive decline. They can't travel anymore. So then I went out to see them in 2019, and that's when I also got married. And that was the last time I've seen them. But I still talk to them once a week.
Ooh, I actually have chicken nuggets, well, boneless chicken wings in my freezer right now. Sound fucking delicious. Stare at chat instead of playing the game. Stare at chat instead of playing the game.
Anything else? You guys have slowed down. You're not asking me questions anymore. What's going on?
I don't want to have to play the game, guys. You don't want me to play the
You're done.
game, do
Boring.
you?
You think I'm a boring person? My life is boring. You have nothing to ask me. Wow.
Only when he's nervous about
Maybe
how much money he's
if
going to
you move
make.
to Canada, I'll sponsor you. I don't know. I've heard good things about Canada and bad things about Canada too. I really have. So it seems like no matter what, nothing's perfect. No matter where you are. Oh, I just received a $4.20 tip from Big Larry Gaming. Thanks for sharing your story. It's moving to hear everyone's story from that day. Since I'm from Canada, it wasn't as big here, but a lot of people were really sad about it. Looking forward to your Lily tonight. She's a lot of fun.
I haven't been to
play.
Canada
Thank
in
you very much
years.
to Big Larry Gaming. Biggest tip of the day, $4.20. And I appreciate that.
Thanks for the 420, dummy.
Okay.
What the hell? Evil Dead the musical? What? That sounds awesome.
Well, King Be Cruel, the funny part about it is, because he's saying it's weird that some people move away from their parents, that I guess a lot of people live in a way that I want to be near my family for the rest of my life, right? If you want to know the truth of the matter, here's the truth of the matter. When I moved out here 9 years ago, okay, my aunt still lived out here, okay? And basically, here's what the plan was. My aunt was much older than my mother, all right? So, by like 20
I need
plus
first
years.
class
Yeah,
because my
aunt
bad
is
back,
much older than
guys.
my mother. So the plan, my aunt had lived out here in Washington her whole life and really liked it. And she had said, you know, all kinds of stuff about how nice it was out here and everything. And actually, at one point, my mother had gone on a vacation to spend time with her sister out here in Washington and really enjoyed it.
Okay.
So essentially, everything was, Washington's nice. We all kind of wish we could live out there. So the plan was supposed to be that I was going to move out here and then rent out my condo in Connecticut for a while until the value went up and I was going to sell it off. And then eventually,
And then it
everyone
never
was
will
supposed to
happen
move out
because
here,
you're an
and my
idiot.
parents too. Like, that was the plan. Like, we were all supposed to gradually move out here kind of one by one, you know, in groups until everyone lived in Washington. What ended up happening, sadly,
Here we go.
was not that. What ended up happening was I moved out here, and then within like 2 or 3 years of me living out here, my aunt's health took a big turn for the worse. And it looked like my
Just
aunt
a moment.
might not make it much longer.
Ta-da! There we
She
go.
wanted to be close to family, but my parents had not planned on moving out here yet, and they had no game plan or strategy for it. So my aunt moved to Connecticut. And at first, she lived in my condo. She lived there for...
Unless he hates his mom because A, she didn't buy him the Wolverine toy. B, she doesn't give him as much money as she used to. C, she needs to die so he can inherit.
several years in my condo as a tenant and was actually paying me rent to kind of live there for many years.
Guys, that cost me like $26 of the taxes. Help!
The cost of that condo.
Oh wait, I have a full-time job, so I can afford it.
But then she ended up like getting really, really ill, and they had to put her into hospice care, and then she ended up within a year or two of that passed away. So basically, kind of all of that stuff got thrown into like a big loop, a big problem.
Why would I do that, guys? It
Because
cost
our
me
plans kinda
money.
fell apart based
Oh,
on
because now more
my
people can
parents
use my
didn't move fast enough
emotes.
to move out here, which they should
Yay!
have, that was the plan, is that they wanted to move out here within a couple of years, and they never did.
I'm
And that's
easily
their
amused.
fault. And then my aunt's health turning and her moving to Connecticut instead, and then her health getting worse and worse and passing away, and that kind of really
his parents
changed
are in their
everyone's plans.
early
Now it's
60s.
too late. Now I told you, my parents, they have all these health problems. They can't even like move or travel if they wanted to. They're
His
not
parents are in their
supposed to
early
out
60s. He acts like
So-
they're almost dead.
Yeah.
He acts like they're in worse
messed
house
up.
than my
They're kinda stuck
85-year-old
there forever
grandmother.
in Connecticut. So it's like we weren't supposed to be apart forever. It would have been nice if they could have moved out here. Maybe they could have lived even in this community. There's been house openings, or maybe they could have lived. I mean, there's apartments. There's all kinds of stuff nearby where they could have been, and we could have all been in within arm's reach. It would have been perfect. But
So you expect them to sell their house that has all these memories that they've built up over the decades that they've lived there. You want them to leave the neighborhood that they've known for decades that they've built up all these memories with. You want them to leave behind the rest of their family. So what? They can be having a nice dinner. Oh, Linda, did you see the new episode of Magnum P.I.? I can't believe they rebooted it. It's just not the same without Tom Selleck. Oh, honey, I think they're doing a nice job of that. Who's at the door? Ma! I need more money. I'm almost out of gin. Ma! Ma, give me money. DSP, we told you to text us before you come over here begging for money. We're trying to have a nice dinner. Ma! Give me money so I can buy more gin.
for some reason, it didn't work out. You know, I was the one that followed the plan.
There was no plan. There was just you crying and begging for more money.
That's correct. They're on the no-fly list. They're not allowed to fly. I just said health reasons. For health reasons, they would never be able to travel.
Bullshit. Bully, bullshit. My 85-year-old grandmother still drives. Whether it's to the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, whether it's to Nashville, she'll still fly down to Florida to visit family. But his early 60s parents, no, they're completely house-ridden. They can't leave the house, guys, just like me. Me. Oh, wow, he's really annoyed doing throat clears directly into the microphone. Super annoyed. Jasper the cat, how's it going? Oh, you know he's annoyed by the fact that Daddy won't come over and paint his walls anymore. But Dad, the walls are getting dirty. Well then clean them, son. But Dad, that takes effort. Just come over here and paint over all the dirt.
Radical Jaws did a super chat. He says, I'm glad you don't dwell on it. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? Listen, life is life. Things happen in life that don't go according to plan, and you roll with it the best you can. Would I love to be
You
near
roll
my parents
with
right
it the
now,
best
be
you
able to
can
see
by
them once a
crying and
week,
begging
spend
for
time
more
with
money.
them? I mean, my wife has only met them once. We talk all the time. Every week we have a conversation, you know, all together. But she's only met them in person once.
You and your
And we've
wife
been
talk
married
to
for
your
many
parents
years, you know
every
what I
week.
mean?
Do you talk
Would
to
I
her
love
parents?
to have that relationship with them? Of course I would. I
Do you ever talk to your wife's parents? No? That's what I thought.
loved going and seeing them for the holidays and spending time with the family. You know, my mother always having a nice house full of warm food and great scents and everything. And, you know, yeah, I do
That
miss
chop
that.
shop
but
garage
life,
filled with cat
that
shit.
That wasn't the plan.
And
the plan
DoorDash
wasn't, move
boxes.
away permanently forever and never see them. You know, that wasn't supposed to be what was supposed to happen, but shit happens, right?
You could even make travel blogs. Her travel blogs are really popular, DSP. Oh, what's that?
Okay.
You used to make those too?
Game
Oh, but he
Genius
made
is
it with
loving the
Panda.
Auto playthrough. He's tried using this new build I'm using and it rocks. He loves it. No, you know, and I firmly believe that. Like Phaser says, life worked itself out in the end. You went across the country, you ended up becoming single, but then you met your wife and it was in the cards. Exactly. If things didn't work out the way that they did, I never would have met my wife. And I would not be in a happy, healthy home life that is such the
Happy and healthy.
I
I only get one day off a week with her, guys.
This is the best time of my life.
Oh, guys, it was a
Right
birthday.
now,
You know what she did? She
this
played video
moment,
games that
these
ignored my
times I'm living
existence the
now
entire
are
time.
The best time of my life. When I was younger, I wasn't nearly as happy as I am today. Every day that I spend with my family here, we have a great time together.
Your cats.
It's really amazing. And I'm like, this is what I've kind of always wanted. I just didn't know it until I had it. Once I got it, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I wouldn't ever want to be without this. This is so good, you know? And I think a lot of people are
It's so good sitting here crying and begging for money.
Because they never had that really positive experience of having a loving family. I hate to say it, you know? I mean, yes, when I was with my parents, that's one thing. But to actually have a relationship with another person or whatever, and a family unit, it feels amazing. So I really do feel like you're right. As sad as it is that I don't get to see my parents a lot, I never would have the actual family life that I have now if I didn't go through what I went through. You know what I mean? So it all you're right. It does work out in the end, for sure. Let's see. I received a $5 tip from Jimmy James Jr. He says,
give me money.
dude, listen to what he's saying. Providing you with the correct information on the real ID, DHS.gov/real ID. So I guess what you're saying is you go to the website, DHS.gov/real-ID. Because here's the thing. When Kat was moving out here many years ago, we already were being told, oh, her ID won't be good after a certain amount of time. She's going to need to get this real ID. She did. Like, she has a real ID. But then she just renewed her license, and it said in the paperwork that came with her license, it's not good anymore. In 2025, you need to get a whole new one if you want to fly. But we already got her the real ID. So why are you saying it's no good? So they're just saying everyone has to get a whole new thing by 2025, even if you had the real ID previous, it's not good anymore? That's what they're telling her.
Oh, Lacey
So,
Peterson had a happier marriage than Phil. Ooh.
You know, we were trying
to
That's a
throwback.
When she moved out here, we're like, let's future-proof. At least she'll be good, because she already had to get a new thing and everything anyway. So let's get her the big deluxe high-up one, so that way she has everything covered just in case. And now we're being told it's no good. We did all that for nothing. So I don't know. I just don't know. And I don't think anyone knows. I think that's where the confusion is coming in and why everyone's so pissed off about this. So, Jimmy James Jr., Triple J, thank you for the $5 tip. Sadly, it still doesn't make sense, and I'm still confused. Why is it that a real ID that we got in 2018 is no longer valid for a requirement coming in 2025?
I just Googled it. It's the
really
real ID.
not the real ID. It's something different that they're doing, but they're calling it the same thing. It doesn't make
Using the Google machine. Countdown to real ID enforcement. 603 days, 6 hours, 25 minutes, and 35 seconds. Yeah, it's just what we already got. I don't know what he's bitching about. Google says you're wrong, DSP.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he should have done it when he had to renew his license last time.
Excuse me. Woo. It's real ID. It's the same thing. Then why did they say hers isn't good? Does it make sense?
Because you fucked it up. I would not.
We had to bring.
It would not surprise me if he fucked up and they had the wrong information. They didn't get the real ID. Oh, that'd be hilarious if they had the wrong thing.
Even more stuff. We had to bring even more stuff for her qualifying. Like me, my license, not that big of a deal. But for her, when we got her the real ID, it was like, you got to have this and this and this, and prove this and this. And it was a pain in the ass to get it. And we got it for her.
Yeah, all this is you have the
Because
black star in the
worried they were
bright
gonna-
corner,
because
which I
originally it was
got.
supposed to be for like 2018, but then they changed the criteria. They bumped it, they bumped it, they bumped it. They kept bumping it. So now I guess eventually now it's 2025, even though they keep bumping it.
Does it apply to horses? Oh, that's a good question,
But I
Greg
don't
of the
know.
Lake.
You know, I don't. Again,
Does it
I'm
apply to
confused.
horses? You're welcome, Drag the Blade.
Passport's
say-
even worse. I've heard passport process is even worse than the ID. Seriously.
No, it's not.
That passports are backed up by like 2 years.
No, they're not. Also, the only issue I ever had with getting my passport was you can't wear glasses for a photo ID. And the kid come back, well, your eyes are... No, the eyes aren't open. It's like, what do you mean my eyes aren't open? It's like, oh, duh. Took my glasses off. I can't see shit. You know what I do? I squint. So I finally had to be like, all right, don't squint. Open your eyes as wide as possible. Don't squint. And guess what? The photo worked. So the only issue I had with getting an ID, or the passport, was on me. Because I kept squinting. Because I can't see shit without my glasses on.
If you want a passport. All right, Jade, I hear you. I know you don't. You can't really watch Armored Core. Well, good to see you though. Good to see you here.
I won't be watching Armored Core because I do plan on playing it. I don't want to get spoiled. And just a satchel of Richards. How dare you? Banning people who tell him that he's wrong. Banning more people who tell him that he's wrong. See? Tell me I'm wrong. But I'm DSP. I'm never
with
wrong.
ridiculous questions. That's why I'm not answering anything. It's just ridiculous questions.
There's no money attached to these
We're
questions.
having a giant segment about how travel wouldn't be possible right now unless we planned it out. Would you ever go to Greece? Well, maybe, but we just said if we can't go to a normal place, why would I fly across to Europe? Like, what are you talking about?
They're not at...
I've already answered that question too. If I could eat one food for the rest of my life.
They're asking you, would you go to Greece? Yes, I would love to go to Europe. I'd love to spend time in Europe. Wow, that was really easy to answer. I didn't have to yell, I didn't have to ban, I didn't have to insult anyone. I could just fucking answer.
Life, it would be nothing because I'm a guy who likes variety. I get sick of the same thing if I eat it all the time or do it all the time.
Salad.
I would hate no matter what it is. It could be my favorite food today. It would be my most hated food next week if I ate it all week. That's how I am.
If you can only eat one thing for the rest of your life, choose salad. You can have pizza salad, you have taco salad, you have salad with steak in it, salad with chicken breast in it. You can have whatever you want as a salad.
Probably under one of the dressers.
Have a Greek salad, Caesar salad, just whatever kind of salad you want. Guys, I'm not Polish, I'm Italian. Shut up, stop calling me Polish. Because I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money.
Yes, of course. I'm being asked, could I take 672 in a hand-to-hand combat fight? Of course, you may not realize this. But those of us who kind of look like this, like the Steven Seagal kind of look, we all have innate Aikido skills. Even me sitting here in this chair, I could disarm several people at once. They just come at me, and I just instinctively twist the arm.
I hope he's not
I don't
Native
have to get up.
American.
That's how good it is. You know, it's just one of those natural things.
Yes.
There
At
you go.
Marathon and at Colossal Con, people do karaoke. For some reason, someone always does tequila. It's hilarious. Or that's also another one to choose for. You have a gun put to your head. You can only sing one song. If you get any of the lyrics wrong, you get shot. What do you sing?
But I'll just careful.
Tequila,
I really
bitches.
dislocated my arm with that. Careful,
Tequila. Although make sure there's
I was
not
in
multiple
Boston
songs called
when I
Tequila
was
because
young.
then they're
I
like,
went to
all
Boston.
right, here's a song you never heard of called Tequila. Fuck, I don't know that
to check out
song.
colleges. Yep. And I went and looked at Boston College, BC. And I actually was offered a partial scholarship there. But the partial scholarship, even with the partial scholarship there, the cost of living there was very high. And because of that, even though I actually really liked the campus and I liked the town, I was like, you know, I would really love to go to college here. I kind of made the decision that
But it's
I would
too
just go
far
to
away
college
from
and
mommy.
so I
Who's
would
gonna
put
brush my
parents'
hair if I don't
financial
live with
interests in,
mommy?
because I already had student loans. Like, here's the thing. When you're going to college in the United States, it's insane how expensive it is, okay? So, the deal is,
And how hard it is to
you
learn
can
how to
take out
brush your
student
own
loans
hair.
of a certain amount. Sometimes your parents have to take out student loans, you know what I mean? So, I had a bunch of loans in my name. They still, like, I went to college in Connecticut, and I had loans in my name. I swear my parents had money out in their name, too, to help pay for it. And even then, I was in debt for years and years, and it wasn't until the early days of kind of becoming a YouTuber that I was able to finish paying off all of my student
And yet you're
loans,
still putting all that money on your credit card so you
And
can
I think
travel
the
to Street Fighter
discussion
tournaments.
if I went to BC, the cost would have been so high that my parents would have had to take out an insane amount of debt. And they, they were willing to do it, but at the end of the day, I didn't want to put them through
But
that.
at the end of the
I was
day,
like,
mommy
can you
wouldn't be there to
imagine?
brush my hair,
Not
so I didn't do
only
it,
me paying
guys.
these student loans, but they'd have to pay student loans and everything. And I didn't do it. I just decided to just stay in Connecticut because of it. Which I don't know how life would have worked out if I went to BC. I have no clue. I would have been away from my friends and stuff that were an influence on me at that time of my life. So I probably would have had a completely different friend group and everything. Who knows how it would have turned out? I have no idea.
Come on, Jasper, go for the throw. Go for the throw.
Jasper. Did you guys hear that? Jasper. We have a meowing kitty. Jasper. We had a good meow on stream for once. Finally, I got a meow out of him. It took ages.
Somebody copyright claim that meow.
We got to get a clip of that. We got to get a clip of that. A nice little YouTube short of Jasper Kitty meowing. Only the second time on stream. But that's what he does all the time. When I say his name, he'll just start meowing to me. Whoa, there he goes. There he goes. He slipped.
He has no claws, jackass.
Like I said, you can't add a cat camera because he doesn't stick around. He doesn't stay in one spot. If he did, if he had one spot he loved in the room, I absolutely would have a cat camera. Now, Jasper, stop that.
Kind of like William Alchemist does it with the Rocky Cam.
You're not going to do that. No, Jasper, you're not. Jasper, stop, release. You're not going to chew my wires. No, you're not going to do that.
Old friends like T,
But,
guys.
no, he doesn't have one spot he stays in. If he did, like, let's say he had one favorite spot he was laid in or whatever, I mean, absolutely.
Lean
I would
in,
do a
manual
cat camera,
band.
right? So,
Go after
but
the
no,
wires,
like,
Jasper.
there's no
Take the whole
point
place down.
in trying to set one up because he would never stay in the same spot. Don't do that. Jasper, stop right now. You're
Do
not
it,
gonna
Jasper.
chew my
Do it.
wires. He just wants attention is what it is. He wants my attention. He wants my attention. Stop this right now. He's biting me now. Look, he's biting my arm. Arr, he's biting my elbow. How dare you bite my arm and my elbow viciously? You vicious brute.
Go for the throw.
How
Go
could
for the
you?
throw.
He's full of energy. No, you're not going to bite my wire. Stop that right now. Okay. Jasper, stop that right now. He wants my attention so badly. What, you want me to get a toy or something? You're being so silly. I'm trying to do a podcast. I have a shout outs to do. I can't do them. Oh my goodness.
Jasper doesn't care about your stupid podcast. Yes, he wants you to get him his blood tests.
Anyway, I received another $5 tip from Dwight. He says, I always hear your fans ask you what you had for dinner. They never ask what you have for breakfast or lunch. What kind of meals do you eat before your first stream of the day? Almost exactly the same thing every day. Usually I have a bagel with some cream cheese and a black coffee. Almost every single day, that's what I eat.
Wow, you didn't cheat on your
Depending on
fingernails?
what bagel.
I just seen the
Usually
black
it's plain.
coffee.
Sometimes it's onion. Sometimes it's everything. It depends on what they have at the local store. What kind of cream cheese? Usually it's like a veggie cream cheese or something like that. Sometimes it's like the one that has the chives in it. Sometimes it's just plain. But that's almost every single day. For a while there, I was having those freaking microwave burrito things, which they're all right. They have some
I'm sure
protein in
that's
them, but they're also
healthy.
very salty. so they're not great for you. So that's why I kind of cut them out of the diet, and now I just have the bagel.
Is it a robust and
No, I never put
flavorful
honey on a bagel.
cream
No,
cheese?
I have not.
Is it 1,200 milligrams of salt?
So that's my typical breakfast. Yes, black coffee to get me ready for my stream, and a bagel with some cream cheese. Gives me the energy I need to get through the first stream.
The energy to sit there and play video games.
Do I like honey mustard sauce with McNuggets? Oh, if I were to get McNuggets, I'd
Yes.
probably either get barbecue, sweet and sour, or honey mustard. One of those three.
I love honey mustard. It's my favorite.
When I was younger, I always got the sweet and sour sauce. I like that McDonald's sweet and sour. It's nothing like sweet and sour anywhere else. It doesn't taste like authentic Asian sweet and sour that you get like Chinese food. It's totally different. But I like the way that their sauce goes with their McNuggets. I've never eaten lox. No, I don't know what lox would be like on a bagel. I don't know what they taste like. I almost never eat ice cream. Like, rarely ever. I couldn't tell you the last time I had it.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Hot mustard is good, but I prefer honey mustard.
Lox is salmon? Oh, see, I didn't even know that. I didn't know it was salmon.
Yes, playing video games
The last time we tried to
poorly
get
is
ice
so
cream-
exhausting. He's almost dying every day, guys.
It was about 2 months ago. It was a random night. And my wife says, I really want ice cream. I'm craving it. And I said, well, let's order it then. And
Baby
so
cravings.
there's a Dairy Queen near us, only maybe like 10 minutes away, not even 5 minutes away. And we're like, well, let's order. So we're going to get blizzards, right? We each order a blizzard. We put the order in. It says it'll be like 5-10 minutes for delivery because it's close. All of a sudden, it updates, 45 minutes for your delivery. The local Dairy Queen doesn't want to do delivery. They always say they're eligible, and every time we've ever tried to order from them, they decline the order, and then it gets bumped to a different Dairy Queen. The nearest Dairy Queen outside is 45 minutes away. So I'm like,
sucks to be you.
do I really think I want a 45-minute wait for ice cream? Do you really think it's not going to be melted when it shows up? So I
Well, then
contacted
go
the
there
delivery service,
yourself.
and they're like, okay, we're just going to credit you for everything. So,
Exactly, Greg. Like,
so yeah, there's
fucking
something
go
else
there
with our
yourself,
local
you
Dairy
lazy
Queen.
piece of shit.
They suck, and they don't want to accept delivery orders for some reason. So they always decline them, and then it gets bumped, and we're like, well, forget it. So
Then drive yourself if you want fucking ice cream.
now Jasper scratched me. He scratched my leg when he was jumping on me.
Good.
I got a big scratch, and my arm is scratched up.
Hopefully you get cat scratch fever.
So I got to go disinfect
Actual
now,
thing.
because I have a scratch here, and a scratch here, and if I don't disinfect it, I'll be itchy all day.
Well, thankfully, we're still 2 hours behind him, so... Skip ahead. Okay, he should be back in a second.
By the way, I heard something pretty... Well, I didn't hear something. I read an article like 2-3 months ago. Most hilarious article I ever read. Because, news today isn't really news anymore. It says, so if you get scratched or injured, you should not use alcohol, nor should you use peroxide to disinfect your wound anymore. That's old tech. Don't do it anymore. All right? So what does this doctor recommend you do? Well, does alcohol disinfect your wound? Yes, it does. Instantly, it'll disinfect your wound. So why don't you want to use alcohol? Oh, because if you use alcohol, all right, it's an astringent, and the astringent actually makes it that it takes longer to heal. I'm serious, is what it said. That the body's natural process of healing is better than just using alcohol or peroxide, okay? So what does the doctor recommend you do? Here's the doctor's recommendation in this article I read. So if you have a scratch like I have right here on my arm, wash it with soap and water, okay? Don't dress the wound. The wound must be left open to heal properly. So you can't dress it. But at the same time, you can't use any disinfectant on it whatsoever, and you have to ensure that that wound literally stays unaffected by anything all day long. You can't rub it against anything. You can't do anything. Just make sure that that's like perfectly protected. So according
But you don't do anything. You're literally the perfect person for this because you don't go anywhere. You don't do anything. It's like, but I gotta wear my work uniform. I gotta go to work. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. You ain't got shit going on.
to the fucking doctor, right? You need to have like a bubble on your arm or your leg where you got scratched to make sure that you don't have anything touch it, because anything touches it, it could get infected. You see? So as long as you wash with soap and water, and then you'll leave it opened and completely exposed, you can't cover it, but you also got to make sure nothing touches it throughout the entire course of the day, then that's the best way to have a wound heal, right? So on what fucking planet can you get a scratch on your body and you don't have to do anything for the rest of the day? Oh, I'm just going to leave my arm up like this to make sure nothing touches it for the rest of the day. Right?
You,
If
motherfucker.
something touches it, I might get infected. That's what
You.
the doctor said to do. You know, I could easily just pour alcohol on it and solve this whole problem right fucking now. It may take, you know, another extra day to fully heal, but who cares about that? I got to use the doctor's fucking, you know, advice. So let me leave my arm up in a sling for a scratch to make sure nothing touches it, right? I read these articles these days, and I'm like, does anyone actually, like, vet anything anymore? Or do people just publish something for the sake of getting, like, clickbait?
He
This is
said
what it was.
vet
It was
while talking
clickbait
about
article.
a cat.
Doctor says don't use alcohol anymore to disinfect. And, like, the thing that everyone's been fucking doing forever, that tried and true scientifically works, and everyone knows, which is why every first aid kit, every fucking ambulance has this, they're all wrong. This doctor's broken the case, apparently, right? It's just complete bullshit, you know? And reading, like, are you out of your mind? It's like, yeah, so in the ideal state, so here's what you should do. According to the doctor, if I got a scratch on my cheek, enclose yourself in a protective bubble for the day. Make sure that absolutely no one has any interaction.
Well, don't
with
rub
you.
your fucking
If
cheek
anyone
if you got a
breathes your way,
scratch on your
bacteria
cheek.
could hit the scratch, and now you're infected because you didn't disinfect your wound because you're an idiot. You didn't use the astringent to close the wound so it won't get infected. Great. Anyway,
What are you gonna rub your
John for a
cheek
$5
on?
super chat, and he said, so by the way, I
If you get a
disinfected
scratch on your
everything. I
cheek.
put alcohol here, here, and on my leg here. It hurt worse on the leg, so that must have been the worst scratch. It's hilarious. It's right next to the scar from the other scratch from the other month when he scratched me when he jumped on my lap. Anyway, so John tipped me $5. No, excuse me. John did a $5 super chat. He said, I found you today through reaction to your own DSP rabbit hole video, and then through your Armored Core 6 gameplay. Excited to see more. Keep it up. Thank you. And actually, it's time to get started. This podcast actually has gone pretty long, so I think we will we'll end it now. Thank you guys. This was definitely a chill show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for the early support before we even got to the gameplay. And excuse me. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have updates for all of you on how Armored Core went, and also on progress in Street Fighter. It would be great to be saying, guess what? I ranked up even further with Lily. But I guess we'll see how today goes. You never know, right? You never know. It could go either way. But I wish you all the best. I hope you enjoyed the show. And I hope to see you tomorrow for another one. Peace out, my friends. Okay. All right, so guys, as we get switched over and set up, the good news is I'm going to pee, but I don't have to do anything big, so no big break here. It'll be like a minute for me to use the restroom. That's it. By the way, I have the wrong border here.
So, you just got up, went to the bathroom to disinfect your wounds, but instead of also going to the bathroom while you're doing this, you decided to come back, bitch about disinfectant, and now you're going to take another break so you can go to the bathroom. Good point. If he had a scratch on his cheek, he might accidentally rub it when he's digging into his ears.
Oops. Hold on.
9/11 operator on Steam.
Wrong border, so give me a second to put on the correct border.
Wow, way to be prepared for your...
There we go.
Oh, it's only $2.99.
Okay. Let's change the webcam.
It's currently 80% off until September 16th for $2.99.
Okay. Here we go. All right. So real fast, I'm just going to use the restroom. I'll be right back, and then we'll start. But I will say thank you guys. Today, remember the goal. The goal today, hit that tier 1 tips goal. If we can hit that, that would be my goal. Reach
And stay over 600 members,
I hope that we
guys.
can reach that by the end of the stream, if possible. Okay? All right? Thanks. I'll be right back.
Or we're also couple hours behind. Because on the cam, I was out with friends.
You guys ready to start with Armored Core?
I know, being out with friends? What? Not DSP. Yeah, never him, but I was.
So, continuing on, we're in the middle of Chapter 4. I don't know how many chapters there are, or how many stages there are in Chapter 4. But, we're at least 4 or 5 in. I think. I think we're either starting 4 or 5 right now. The wires have twisted. There we go.
Oh, someone
Oh, I didn't
posted
go back to
something
the
about a
title
crime
screen
in
of the last
Renton.
session. Oops.
Let me
Oopsie.
paint.
So I ruined my whole playthrough, apparently.
Come on. There we go. This is an actual crime from Renton.
We have a million credits and nothing to spend them on, right? Like nothing at all. We were looking here and there was like nothing new that I wanted. Nothing that would make sense for our build right now anyway. Okay.
Boom. Man caught masturbating at Highlands Community Center. Renton police blotter.
Alright, you guys ready to get started? Yeah,
If only it was DSP.
Right. Jason, did Cassie Jurassic Park? Oh, I know she has. Back in the, and you know, it's a very old movie. I'm sure she's seen it. You know, we talked about it previously.
Whale call.
Are we ready? Here we
A
go.
little editing will be DSP.
Alrighty, everyone. Welcome back to Armored Core 6. It's time to start up a brand new session of gameplay right now. We're at a critical point. Intercept the Red Guns or ambush the Vespers. Honestly, I don't really know which one would be the better choice. This one has a much bigger reward. Eliminate Michigan, the Red Guns' top commanding officer, and destroy the Red Guns' main empty force. Extra rewards based on number of enemies destroyed. This one seems much easier because of the the reward is much smaller. Eliminate V5 Hawkins and V8 Patter of the Vespers, accompanied by a friendly craft. Man.
Wait a second, what guide told you to do this?
Depending on what I do, apparently it does, and that's why people say this game is...
Oh, DSP is below minimum effort.
It's easily lent to multiple playthroughs.
Now, I do plan on playing this game, so I don't want to watch his gameplay because I don't want to be spoiled about shit, but let's see what he's at right meow. What's going on with him?
Here's at the end. Over to see the multiple choices and things that you can do.
Holy shit, he beat it today! And he beat it early. He's still got an hour to go.
Might be pretty fun. I'll
Well,
be honest,
shit.
I still don't understand why people rage quit it. Like, I think this game is not anything where...
Because they weren't using guides, jackass. Oh, and he hit a 150 tip goal. He's up. He's still at 615 members.
It's so difficult that you can't overcome one of the obstacles. If you're having trouble, then go back and reconfigure your mech and try something different. Maybe some people
Yeah, it
just
seems how he's using
weren't
guys
into
and
that.
being
They wanted to
chat
do the
telling
whole,
him what to
this
do.
is my build, and if I
Look at that.
succeed with it,
$150
give
in
up
tips,
or whatever,
guys.
I don't know. But
I
I
don't
never
see
really
a
had
vest on
problems
him.
because I was changing my build. I just was having more and more fun with it. And here we are at the end.
Did you build as the guy told you to do, right?
Not really. So why would you rage quit the game? I don't know. I can definitely see if you're not a streamer and you didn't get some advice, because I definitely got advice with Baltius. But since then, like, I just kind of
got your handheld.
doing whatever and almost steamrolled it. So I don't get it. I'll say this. This game is nowhere near as hard as Dark Souls. I don't think. I think Dark Souls is way harder. This game had good checkpoints, right? Really good checkpoints that made it manageable. If this game had no checkpoints, then I would absolutely be like, dude, this is super hard. But the checkpoints make it fair. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I liked it. I mean, certainly it would be interesting to see, because someone just said in the chat, I don't want to spoil for those who haven't played the game. Apparently the other option, like the final mission's completely different, and the final boss is a completely different boss, which is really cool. But I certainly don't see a reason to rage quit. You know, especially if you've played Dark Souls games before.
Especially if you've read all the guides so you knew exactly what build to use, guys. It makes it so much easier.
I don't know why on earth you would be rage quitting that, honestly. But
They know some of the bosses
I
in the new
liked it.
patch.
I mean,
Ooh.
again, my first outing.
So once again, him taking his time, i.e. skipping. Because what was it? He played the game on day 2 or whatever, then waited almost a week to play it again. And suddenly he was really good at the game. After taking a week off playing all these other games, he was really good at the game. Almost like he waited a week to watch other people play, see their builds, see their guides, figure out how to play and beat the game.
With an Armored Core game, I really liked it. Like, I'd be down to play other ones in the future too. Greg says the new missions you get on the next playthrough are, and the one after, are probably the hardest missions, but not even in the same galaxy as the traditional Souls, Elden Ring, or Sekiro games. And there you go. You know, it doesn't seem like that. It doesn't seem like that's what they're even going for. Yes, there's a few similarities here or there, but for the most part, it is a whole different entity. You know. Goldfish says the new game plus missions are amazing. They're hard, but they're still fairish. Kind of interesting how the game is similar to Nier Automata in that way. That just playing it the one time, you basically didn't get the whole picture, right? Interesting. Oh, let's see here. Ronnie the Johnny says, yes, I enjoyed the game. There's mission variation when you play through a third and second time, more than just the choices. Okay. So they add more new things into it. All right, is that it? Let's see what happens if it unlocks anything for beating it.
Guys, does it unlock anything? I need that trophy. I really need that trophy to pay my bills.
Ah, Walter. We find out what happened to him.
Well, I don't want to know what happened to Walter. I don't want to know what happened to Walter because I'm, planning on playing this game myself. So I don't want to be spoiled.
Okay.
Will he continue playing, or is he gonna be like, all right, well, guys, I guess I beat the game an hour early. I got an extra hour to spend with my wife, guys.
Call sign Raven. Authentication complete. Removing MIA status. Restoring access privileges. This is All Might, the mercenary support system.
So one issue I'm gonna have with is, like, I already know with the helicopter fight, use a sword. Because it got posted over Twitter. But I've been trying to avoid spoilers.
Thank you, Jay.
Well, shit, if he's gonna be done an hour early, well, I may be down an hour early too, so I can get some shit done before football comes on. See what my friend's up to, see if he wants to watch Monday Night Football together or not. I mean, we just spent all day yesterday watching football, then went out golfing today, but never know, maybe he wants to hang out some more. Since I'm on vacation, I can hang out with my friends.
So did it already go to New Game Plus? Is that what this is? Basically, it resets you to the point where you first became Raven, huh? Yup, you're back to Chapter 1. The whole game has started over, and this is your New Game Plus run now. Anything new available in the parts shop? Just curious. Not looking like it. All the engines are the same. Yeah, it's all the same. So nothing new. I guess now you do your second run through the game and missions will change about. You can do different choices to see the other ending. But I guess that's it. Alright. So, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching my playthrough of Armored Core 6. My overall thoughts, it's a good game. The graphics are good on the Xbox Series X. The gameplay is engaging, challenging, but fun. As long as you're constantly changing your build, the game is fun.
As long as you're
Like I said,
constantly
I feel
reading
like if you challenge
guides,
yourself to one
tell you
of
what to
I'm gonna
do.
use this one build the whole game. It would be incredibly difficult. But the fact that I kept changing my build and upgrading my parts and going to the next thing, it seemed to keep me at the top of my game and allowed me to basically take on any challenge in the game. You know, were there a few roadblocks? Sure. Definitely Baltius, in my opinion, is the hardest thing in the game. But overall, a well-designed game, beautiful graphics. I have one major criticism. The worlds are definitely kind of empty and barren. They don't feel real, right? They feel like this is a stage in a video game. They didn't do a good job building a believable world. But maybe that's because they wanted the game to perform well. If it had more detail in the environments, maybe the game would have run like shit. In which case, I appreciate them allowing it to run at 60 frames. I don't want it to
Do
run
it,
at 60
Albert
frames
Cole.
to have a few trees or whatever. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I think it was a well-done game. And again, if you're someone who loves this and you want to do multiple runs, more power to you. You want to unlock alternate endings, great. For me, I've now seen what Armored Core 6 is, and I like it. I actually am happy that people kind of convinced me to
Because
play
you
this
hit
a
the
couple
tips
weeks
goal,
ago.
$150. Congratulations.
August. And people were like, "Will you play it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm on the fence." So then, someone actually donated. I said, "All right, I'll give it a shot." And the more I played it, I was like, "Dude, this is good. Like seriously, this is quite good." I don't see why people would not like it unless they just don't have patience or they just don't understand it. Again, did I have some advantages? Of course, I have a live audience. So when I get to Baltius, I'm going to have a few things to help me. But for the most part, I don't know why anyone who would have played Dark Souls or any of the Soulsborne games would have like rage quit this, being honest. Unless they just didn't like it. Or there's two cases. They didn't like it, or they realized this game did not resonate with an audience like Dark Souls did, and they realized they were going to make a lot of views and money on it, so they had an excuse to quit. Listen, did this game absolutely resonate with my audience? Not all the time. Today's the exception. Today we actually hit the tip goal, which is amazing, but not all the time. It didn't resonate, but I still stuck with it because I liked it, you know? So I think that's what it is a lot of people realized, oh, it's not Dark Souls. So because of that,
Play the game because he enjoys it.
Who
do you think this is?
This game is not rage quit worthy. It's well done, in my opinion, and it never had a hurdle.
Oh, they rage quit because they weren't using guides. They didn't have chat telling them what to do, unlike you, jackass. Yeah, where's the vest?
Second run? I don't know. I mean, what would
you have an hour to go on your stream, dude. Where's your vest?
With maybe a different build or whatever. I mean, maybe I would consider it. I don't know. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the first one. It was good variety. Instead of just being another Soulsborne game, I enjoyed it. And I'm curious to see how it did. I really doubt this will do anywhere near like a Soulsborne game in sales. But hopefully it'll get some traction. Maybe they'll keep making these. I don't know. It's been a long time since the last one, right? So with such a gap between, you got to wonder, will they make another one or will this be it? I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys. Again, great support. Enjoyed the playthrough. Thanks to everyone who helped. And I will see you for whatever FromSoft pumps out next, I guess. All right? Thank you all. See you then. All right, guys, that is it.
So he just stopped recording. So remember, this is not going to be uploaded to a stream. This all got unrecorded.
Lots of extra time. So we will simply just do some Q&A. You know, let me get set up for that.
You just did Q&A.
I'm not equipped to do anything else. No, I don't want to do the PvP. I don't care. It has nothing to do with the main game. I'm not wasting my time on it.
Not wasting your time on getting your ass handed to you.
We just have a little bit of time to kill, so we'll just hang out and talk. Okay?
You might do that, but I ain't dealing with that bullshit. I will get other shit done.
All right. Cool. No, I don't want to do PvP. Who cares? It's not even PvP. Just like in Dark Souls, it's gonna be something extra. It has nothing to do with the game. So if you want to do it, great. Spend your time mastering it, or whatever. It has nothing to do with the game. I didn't sign up for Armored Core to play PvP. It's a single-player game. Let me get Radical Jaws here on the leaderboard.
Guys, I want to get my ass handed to me. It's humiliating when I lose to other people.
And, oops. Good news is, because we beat it, and we don't have a lingering game for MK1 coming out next week, and then Lies of P. So essentially, MK1 Lies of P can be the main focuses, and then the night streams can basically be some, you know, maybe Street Fighter and or Starfield, right? So that's good.
Can't remember what games he's playing.
Cool.
But for me, tomorrow will be Starfield, as long as nothing else pops up. I have nothing else planned, except for dinner with a friend, but that'd be around 5 o'clock.
You guys voted for Platinum Vest. So let me get that. Thank you, No Sleep Real Vibes. Give me congrats on beating it, right?
Liza P. The demo was so good. I
Yeah,
love
right,
the
exactly.
demo for Liza P.
People want PvP to see Phil get torched. Yeah, because remember, when this game first came out, the reason that people wanted to see me play it, oh, he's going to get angry like when he plays Dark Souls because he's going to lose so bad. And then all of a sudden, I learned the systems and was kicking the game's butt.
All of a sudden, I read a bunch of guides.
Let's make every excuse of why the playthrough's bad, that Phil cheated. Yeah, I really looked up the Asmon Gold build. Sure, I did, you fucking dumb fucks. No, I never looked up anyone. I played the game for myself.
Bullshit.
Tough shitty. Tough shit.
Bullshit.
I can never be good at anything because you're a
He
loser.
was
You're a
using
light
guides the
loser.
entire
I'm so upset
time.
that I'm good at stuff and you're not.
Bull.
Okay.
Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Okay, let me get the vest. Whoa. Almost knocked over the painting.
I love it when he knocks his shit over because he's not paying attention to where he's walking.
All right. Haven't worn a vest in a million years. It feels kind of weird, I'll be honest. It's not
Hint,
normal.
hint, guys.
All right, you guys ready? Let's get
It's
started.
been forever since I wore a vest. Hint, hint.
Alrighty, everyone. Hello and welcome to a completely impromptu Q&A session. I actually just beat Armored Core 6 early. I didn't even know we were beating it today. I didn't know how long the end of the game would take. Apparently, it didn't take very much.
Uh-oh. Am I losing my internet or is it him? Oh no, I'm showing green connection. Hey, I'm still live and I'm still showing green connection. Did he just go down? Until I'm bored gaming. Alright, 1 second. Let's see if I hit refresh. Oh no, it is him. Okay, cool. Well, that's pretty fucking funny. Guys, I had no choice. I had to take the rest of the stream off.
That was completely random and weird. It looks like it's working now. Let me try restarting here. Refreshing. I have no clue what that was. Yeah. The nasty garage ants? No, I don't think it was the ants. I don't know what that was, honestly. Quite frankly.
God, if he got banned
I'm
for that, that'd
looking
be
around. I don't
hilarious.
see a reason why that would have happened. It looks like the internet just had a weird blip. Yeah. I'm checking and everything seems fine now. I have no idea, guys. I'm back now. Okay. All right,
Hey, why don't you
anyway,
do
so
some
I'm
casual
back.
matches
So
of Street Fighter?
we beat Armored Core 6 very quickly. I thought it would take another 2 streams. It only took 2 hours on today's stream. We beat it. So now that's done. I already gave my final thoughts. You want to know the final thoughts? Go watch the last part of that playthrough.
Yeah, we don't care what you had to say or think about it. DSP, congratulations. You guided your way through that game so you wouldn't look like a fool to everyone else. Way to ruin the game. Like, I get you don't want to look like an idiot. I get it. You want to look like you're a professional. But when it's so fucking blatant that you use a guide like with Starfield and you just happen to pick the 3 best perks, totally random guys, it's bullshit. When Baldur's Gate 3 was coming out, I had the early access, but I didn't touch it. I wanted to go into the full game. blind. I want to go into it new. I don't want to know anything about it. DSP, you know, if he went to Baldur's Gate 3, he'd be finding Asmongold Planet. Alright, what did Asmongold do? What did Asmongold do? What did Asmongold do? Asmongold did this, he did this, he did this. I gotta do exactly what Asmongold does because he's a much better gamer than I am. That's nothing. He only plays games on stream. You know what I'll be doing tonight if I don't go to a friend's house to watch Monday Night Football? I'll be watching at home while playing Diablo 2. The latter seasons should be coming to an end pretty soon. So I've just been doing rune runs. That's as many runes as possible for the new ladder ends. And I think I'll do a fire sorceress and focus on fireball. You get your cast speed high enough, and you get all the synergies with fireball. You can do a ton of damage with fireball, and that splash damage show you can hit individual and groups of people. I don't think he has fiber, but he has the business class and personal class, so he's paying a ton of money for 2 different lines. And he still has issues. But with that, I'm going to get this shit done today. Hopefully you guys do as well. And tonight, go Bills, screw the Jets. I'm a Vikings fan, I hate Aaron Rodgers. Ooh, Lords of the Fallen. DSP hated that game because it kicked his ass. So anyways, like I said, thank you guys for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.